Hello and welcome to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I am your host, Blake Walker. It is already week 4, if you'd believe it. It might be a little bit of a rainy night. We're not really sure. You could get rain, you might not get rain, but that's just football weather, and we're excited to have football once again here this week in the Metro. We got a big show coming up before a stacked slate of games. We're going to go through some rankings. We're going to talk to a couple coaches. We're going to preview those games, and then we'll send you right to all the action here later this evening. Let's jump into the rankings, courtesy of Radio Iowa. Waukee Northwest still atop of the polls. The Wolves yet to be beat, and they look really good on top at 3-0. Iowa City Liberty right there with them, also at 3-0. That big standout win over Southeast Polk highlights their resume. West Des Moines Valley at the number 4 spot, the number 3 spot, first one with a loss. Dowling Catholic is at 4. They lost to Valley earlier this season. And Southeast Polk round out your top 5 so far. At number 6, it's Ankeny. The Hawks 2-1 this season, trying to get things rolling a little bit, going into a big matchup tonight against crosstown rival Ankeny Centennial. Iowa City West is at the 7th position, have yet to play a team above 500, but the Trojans find themselves in the 7th spot. That's one down from last week, despite not losing a game. Sioux City East beat 4A Bishop Heelan in a thriller in overtime last week. They hold on to the number 8 spot. Ankeny Centennial, like I said, is 9th, and Cedar Falls rounds out your top 10 at 2-1. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk to some of the coaches ahead of tonight's big games. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show. We'll be right back.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to talk to a couple of the coaches or the staff of the team going on the field tonight. Let's go to those interviews to give a little bit more of what's going on in the heads of some of these coaches before they take the gridiron tonight.
Here in the pregame show, Jeff Bauer, the head coach of Ankeny. Coach, this one, you've played in this game, except it wasn't, Centennial was the opponent, but you've coached in this game now. You've played for the Hawks. What does a game in this community like this mean?
Well, obviously it's a big game, to really good teams. It's bragging rights, throughout the year. Obviously they took it to us last year, and, we got the year before. It's been, they've usually been close, but it wasn't very close last year, unfortunately.
And that's one thing that you said earlier this week that clearly stood out to me as something that's on your mind. What is it? Teams change from year to year. You can't always say that there's memory, but you have the memory clearly.
Yeah, definitely in high school, especially CIML, every year your team's going to be drastically different. You have to be a senior really to play for the most part, and both teams lose a lot of seniors. Centennial they had a lot of seniors last year. I think they lost almost everybody. We had a few more underclassmen playing, so we have a few more returning guys, but it's always a totally different team.
Your team, a couple of seniors are standing out on tape. Centennial, and every opponent seems to know where number 0 is and where number 13 is. What is it about Brandhorst and Larmy that make teams have to really kind of focus defensively?
I mean, they're obviously both talented. I've said before many times, with Brandhorst, I'll put his hands up against anybody in the state. He's remarkable hands. And then the other things that people don't understand, I mean, his route running, his football knowledge, his football IQ. I mean, he loves the game. He knows almost everything about it. It was just funny this morning in the weight room with Coach Luther and myself. I mean, he's trying to bring up quarterbacks where they're drafted from the history. I mean, he can go back 20, 30 years about every quarterback in the NFL where they came from. He knows. So he just loves the game. And Daniel's he's just determined. He's always been one of the toughest runners. He's always been punishing to the guys that tackle him. He's just, every year he gets bigger and stronger, and it shows.
Well, that's the same can be said about the team on the north. J.J. Morgan looks to be stronger, looks to be faster, looks to be tougher. So you got to defend. You have one on your side, but you got to defend a guy like that.
Definitely, yeah. He's elite, and we've been focusing on tackling and making sure we do it correctly, good technique. It's very important this week, I said, because if we miss a tackle, it could turn into 6 real quick.
This is a game that you're both 2-1. You both have had some tough games. Last week, you both kind of had a chance to get a lot of things worked out. How does that focus you this week, knowing that that opponent is going to be ready to go even before the kickoff?
I mean, we've stressed to our guys, obviously this is a big game, but we play big games every week here, it seems like. I mean, we know last year 7, the final 8 the playoffs, we'd played all 7 of them. We had big games every week last year. We have big games. Sioux City East coming up's big. Johnston coming up's big. They're in both teams have lots of big games. This isn't the whole season. I've stressed to our guys, and but it is obviously it's important, and we treat each game each week as it's the most important. We had a great week of practice. I think our guys are focused, and we've just been stressing that it's about what we do and how we perform. It's not about the guys on the other side of the ball.
How you perform offensive line, defensive line. How would you grade your lines here so far?
Obviously, I think both sides have been really good. Obviously, defensively, we've been just getting better and better, and we're tough to run on right now, I think. Offensively, our line's been getting better. We've had, Nate Lee was one of our starters to begin. He has an ankle issue, so he won't be back for a couple weeks yet. But Jack Aubrey, sophomore, stepped in. He's really picked it up and done well. Besides penalties, I think our offensive line's done, graded out in the 80s, like 80% type. But if we knock out the penalties, it'll be much higher grade in my eye.
We'll see how he grades things at halftime when we talk to him. Our pregame show continues here on CISN. Kickoff at the top of the hour. Here on the pregame show, co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti. This game, we've talked about this before. I've covered this number of years with you. This one's special for a number of reasons. Anything certainly special this year?
You know what? Playing at the fourth game is awkward. Usually it's the first or second game. I think we played it as a second game one cycle, but it's usually been the first game. Playing at week 4, it's a little different. The weather's different. Those challenges, we know it's not going to be, hopefully not.
Not 112?
112 degrees outside. And I think both teams have an identity now, who they are, and they know who's their go-to guys and who needs to step up.
When you look at the stats, and I know everybody probably, you're fully aware of this, you two are as similar as you can be when it comes to stats. Yeah. Is that a good thing or a bad thing in trying to come up with a game plan against somebody that's just like you?
It's going to be the will of two teams. They like to run the ball, and we do too. They like to balance it out, and so do we. And they play good special teams, and so do we. So, at the end, it's going to be, who makes the fewest mistakes and who can, run the ball to a certain degree. It's always tough in this game with the emotions to get that done. And big plays, we can't give them up, and they're probably saying the same thing.
And you both have running backs that are bigger and faster and stronger than they were before, and incredibly hard to tackle. It's got to make you happy that at least one of them is on your team.
Oh, for sure. You know what? JJ has an outstanding year to this point after 3 games. Being patient as a Jaguar, being behind Elijah Porter and Braden Jackson for 2 years and waiting his turn and being patient and then flourishing when his opportunity came.
Offensive line, you got a couple of guys in some different spots this year, but talk me through about what this veteran group of guys in your program and names that have been here for a while, what that means to you.
You know what, just teamwork. It's some guys are doing some things that maybe they didn't envision themselves doing this summer, but by necessity and need, they've done it, and they've done a great job.
Your defense, just saw one of the keys, Mr. Morris, is so fun to watch. Yeah. What's it like coaching him?
Oh, awesome. Multi-sport athlete, outstanding all-state baseball player, and to be a linebacker like he is, very violent, does it the right way, and a great leader out there as well.
The D-Cords trying to contend with Ankeny's offense that has kind of looks like it did 2 years ago with a running back and a wide receiver. I'm guessing poses a couple of challenges.
Oh, for sure. Outstanding, whether it's Larmy or Brandhorst, the quarterback. I mean, they have, and I'm just naming a few there. I mean, they have outstanding kids. They play hard, execute very well, and it's going to be a tough challenge for our kids.
First couple of years in this rivalry were probably a little awkward, and you still had lots of friends, and you still have friends on both sides. Yeah. What's it mean to coach in this one?
Oh, it's a compliment, number one, but it's a celebration of football in our community. We love football here in Ankeny, and we want our kids to be successful. And at the end of the day, we all live in the same area, and we want to make sure that we support each other in the end.
I think at the end what we should do is make everybody put on their old AJF uniform
Yeah.
and see what teams were formed, because you know
Yeah.
that you got guys that were teammates on other teams,
Yeah.
and that makes it fun
Yeah,
too.
Will was just saying his quarterback was Roush in AJF. So it's just, you know what, it's competitive. Don't get me wrong, but it's in good fun, good competition.
All right, I enjoy it. Co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti, our pregame show here on CISN is going to continue now and kick off at the top of the hour.
Once again, I want to take a second to thank every coach who chats with us every single week here on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We really appreciate it. Helps give you, the fans, a little bit more insight into what's going on a Friday night basis. When we come back, we're going to talk about the game that you'll be watching tonight, along with what's on tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. We'll be back. You're watching the CISN Football Pregame Show.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Welcome back to the CISN Football Pregame Show. I'm your host, Blake Walker. It's time to preview what you're going to be watching tonight on the Central Iowa Sports Network. Let's send it over to the team to give you a little bit of an insight of what's happening this evening.
Ankeny and Centennial at the top of the hour here on CISN. Paul Yeager, Tim Hauber will have the call of that game. Tim, we've done this game. I think this is our 8th time. This is the 13th time this game has been played. We've had overtime. And no, I guess it was 2 overtime periods. Last year wasn't much of a game. Do high school kids remember the past?
I think they do. If not, their parents will remind them of the game, for sure. So if the alumni go back many, many years. It's funny to look at these seniors playing tonight. This has been a rivalry since they were in preschool.
And this is also something their older brothers and sisters have been a part of. When you look at Will Morris, his brother and his sister have played their rivals. You look at Brecken Miller, his brothers have played their rivals. You look at the Ankeny side of things. Roush was a Ankeny junior football teammate of Morris. So, I mean, that to me makes this game really fun.
Yeah, I think when the schedule comes out, in the spring, I think this is one of those things you circle on there. I like it. It's not the first game of the season. They played 3 games coming in. They're both 2-1. So I think we kind of know who the teams are. So we can look at this game a little more detailed than we would just as a preseason game.
So I should do a game of who am I talking about and name the stats for each one. That's a team with a very good running back, a very reliable receiver, and a quarterback who's still trying to work things out. I'm talking about both, right?
Exactly. If you look at the stats, they're really doing quite well. We're going to get focused on, the 2 running backs, looking at, Daniel Army and J.J. Morgan. They're both in all-purpose yards. One's number 1 in 5A. The other one is 4th. We can focus on those, but they're very balanced. They pass the ball very well. They both have go-to receivers. So on paper, they really kind of match up quite well.
And on paper is a great place to play the game until it's, windy, cold, wet, whatever the conditions are going to be during this contest. But Brecken Miller is the new quarterback at Centennial. He took over in week 1. He's a guy that coaches say, hey, look at the last series that he had against Lincoln. He just keeps getting better. That has to make you think that Centennial is going to try to throw the ball, right?
And Coach Pizzetti likes to balance the offense, even though the rushing game is going in there. I think, J.J. Morgan, he's like 13 yards a carry. It's really, really crazy. It's just, I think the games that come down to, it's the little mistakes. It's the getting into the, first and goal and then having a 10-yard holding penalty. It's a little mistakes like that. This could be the difference. But I think defensively matching up, quarterback experience is about equal. So it's going to be a couple of little things that could be the difference in the game tonight.
And for Ankeny, they're still trying to maybe not commit 9 penalties in a contest, so they've got a lot to clean up.
They do. I think they're very aggressive. They're really good on defense. But Coach talked about that. We made too many mistakes. He mentioned that last week. He was pleased with the outcome, but too many mistakes in key moments that really kind of killed drives.
Tim Halber, see you at the top of the hour. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
That will do it for us tonight here on the CISN Football Pregame Show. We hope you enjoy the game this evening. We'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.
A darn near perfect evening on the Central Iowa Sports Network. It's Class 5A football here from Ankeny, Iowa. It's the crosstown battle. It's the home Jaguars and the road Hawks tonight doing battle at Ankeny Stadium. Hello, everybody. Along with Tim Halber, I'm Paul Yeager. Austin Oliver will be with us in just a moment. Tim, this is the game. This is the 15th time these two teams have played since the split. First time was 2013. They've played in the playoffs a time or two. This one, Tim, never gets old.
No, like I said earlier, it's only the schedule comes out. You figure, what weekend are they playing? Make sure we don't miss this one.
It is a fantastic game for a couple of reasons. We've talked all about these running backs, but tonight, Tim, could be all about the quarterback. Let's start with the Hawks, the road team. Cale Roush, the senior. What's worked for him?
He's settled down. He's moving. He's throwing the ball to like 5 different receivers. They have at least 5 catches each. He's also a very good runner. He's the second leading rusher on their team, over 16 carries a game. Watch for him, to use that RPO to take it down the field. So he's got over 80 yards rushing so far.
That's the senior. Let's talk about the sophomore. The starting quarterback for the Jaguars is Brecken Miller. No stranger to football in Centennial land. Two of his brothers played. He didn't start the opening game at Southeast Polk, but he has been the guy since. What's Brecken Miller? How does a sophomore get into this moment tonight, Tim?
He's a very good athlete. I think he's got a very good football family. He knows he's got very good football IQ when he's out there. He's got a really good running back. He operates the offense well. He doesn't turn the ball over, so he doesn't have to win the game for him tonight. He just let the game come to him and do what he does best.
It's Ankeny and Centennial from Ankeny Stadium. Our third member is Austin Oliver. It's 74 degrees. We're going to get to about 64 before the night is through. Wind is out of the west at 7 miles an hour. Austin, what's it like down on the field? There's not near the people that there were just a moment ago.
Yeah, the AJF teams for both schools were out here getting rowdy. Almost had a little rumble down in the end zone as everybody was getting ready. Out here with the coin toss. They're doing the coin toss right now. But I think it's going to be a battle of the zeros tonight. Running back on each team is going to be the big decider.
There is a look at our officiating crew. It's Patrick St. John. He is our referee. And as they look here, Tim, crowd is still filing in on both sides, but there is not many empty seats here on the near side. The Jaguar crowd has filled it up. As we try to get a look at the coin toss, it looks like we got to get Austin's mic in there. We didn't even think about miking him up. So Centennial wins the toss. They defer. So Ankeny will receive to start the contest, Tim. So that means we're going to see the Hawk offense, which for the season, these two teams, Tim, couldn't be much closer when it comes to get points per game. The Hawks 33, the Jags 32. It's in the defense is where things are a little bit different. But for Ankeny's offense, they've had 5 touchdowns passing, 7 rushing, 4 for the Jaguars passing, 8 rushing. Again, super close.
Yeah, they are. I'd say Ankeny coming in. They played similar teams here coming in to get in the matching 2-1 records. Ankeny Hawks are averaging almost 380 yards a game in offense. Centennial comes in at 266. So I look at that. Primarily, it's the ground game that's just driving it. I'm looking for a game, watching for turnovers. Guys are going to be hyped up when they start the game. But once you kick off, I think the guys are going to settle down and play just a normal football game.
Look at that sky. The sun's starting to come back out here. The lights are going to be in full effect when we start this contest here at the top of the hour. Thanks for joining us on this contest. Great night on CISN. This is where we're at. It's the battle for the cul-de-sac. If you ask ChatGPT what should be the name of this game, it came up with the Cul-de-sac Classic.
That would be appropriate. It's for the bragging rights of Ankeny football.
Set to kick off for the Jaguars will be Noah Manning. He tees it up. Back deep for the Hawks, it is Mars Clark and Owen Fisher. Jaguars in their black uniforms with gray pants and a black stripe down the side. In the all-black jerseys and white numbers with Centennial. Hawks in the all-white uniforms. The new road unis this year were underway. High kick is going to get right into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. It'll come out to the 20 where Cale Roush will bring the squad. This is his first year as a starter, Tim. He's been trying to make the most of it. Brandhorst was his big target. There was one thing you like about this offense for Ankeny, and it's they're spreading the ball around.
Yeah, they've got, Brandhorst is getting majority of the catches, and also that we'll see that Larmy will get it, but also they got 3 red receivers, Lando, Fisher, and Richmond, also, picking up 5 receptions each. So he does move the ball around to different receivers, which helps keeps the defense on their toes.
Empty backfield for the moment. Here comes Larmy. They throw it quickly out. It's caught at the 20, and a couple more yards as Brandhorst is quickly brought down there by Brandon Bogseth. Several Jaguars are going to be playing both sides of the ball, including that front defensive line. Kane Brooks, Bogseth loose, and Muring. You'll see all those guys rotate on both sides of the ball. Pickup of 4.5, make it 5, 2nd and 5 from the 25. Richmond in motion. Now comes McDowell. They go back with Larmy. He's quickly wrapped up, thrown down. Kane Brooks ties him up till his friends arrive. Ryland Pizzetti there to finish off the tackle.
Yeah, nice job there by Kane Brooks. Came in, but there was a trap play coming to the other side. He came in behind the trap and got in the backfield before Larmy could get up ahead of steam, so really dropped him for no gain.
Hawks will have it 3rd and 5 from their own 25-yard line. Their first play was a pass. Second was a run. They send 3 receivers to the near side of the formation. Roush looks left, throws to Larmy. Caught at the 30. He's got the first down. Down the far sideline. He's at midfield. He's in the Jaguar territory down to the 35-yard line before he's wrestled down from behind by the Jaguars. Gavin Matheny, great tackle there. Huge pickup for the Hawks.
That's where that speed gets to the outside. Larmy took that little bump pass. It's a little 1-yard pass by Roush, but turned into a big gain there. So, but Matheny did a good job of saving a touchdown there, staying with it, catching up and bringing Larmy down.
The gain is 40. It's 1st and 10 for the Hawks from the 35. In Jaguar territory, first series of the game for either team. The Hawks have 1 first down, looking for another. Larmy gets the handoff, goes underneath, plows his way through. He's tripped up on that front line. Kane Brooks in there again. Just kind of stuck a leg out and tripped.
Well, Larmy, a lot of leg strength here, though. I'll talk tonight, trying to keep an eye on yards after contact, because if he gets hit, he's got a great leg strength there. So if he even gets hit in the backfield or the line of scrimmage, he's still going to pick up 2 or 3 yards behind that big offensive line.
Larmy and Richmond in the backfield with Roush. Now Richmond goes in motion. They'll do that a lot tonight. They go Larmy left side. He gets outside of containment, and there's your yards after contact, Tim. Another 3+ for Larmy before Matheny is there, as well as that's Bogseth.
Yeah, he gets a good lean in there. When he gets to the hole there, he cuts it inside the tackle because that's where the hole is going to be. But he gets that forward lean, so if you do hit him, he's still falling forward for a yard. So he picked up probably 2 or 3 on his own.
3rd and short, almost 2 yards. Larmy the call. He's going to get the first down. He's through the line of scrimmage behind Ryan Pruin. And again, it's that defensive line, Kate Muring, and also Bogseth there to make the tackle. But the Hawks get another first down. They're at the 21-yard line. 9.5 to play, no score early.
Centennial has that standard 4-3 defense. Defensive line very stout. Linebackers typically making most of the tackles.
Now McDowell goes in motion. They go Larmy, and he squirts through. And if it wasn't for Matheny getting his shoestrings, that might have been a touchdown for Larmy.
Boxes in the backfield, reached out, tried to arm tackle him. That's where that strength of the running back comes in there. Dives forward and picks up a lot. Instead of having a 1-yard loss, Larmy's able to hit that gap. Just got tripped up for the down, bringing up 2nd down.
Gain of 6 on the play. This drive started on their Hawks' own 20 after the touchback. Same motion. This time they give it on a counter play to McDowell, and Cooper gets his first handoff. And he's tackled at the line and near the first down. There is a penalty flag. Kane Brooks had it come on his hand. Brooks goes out for a moment.
In the area where they get holding.
And the Hawks are going backwards. So the Hawks called for the chop block on the play. But that was a play off of motion that had been similar to him. You knew at some point they were going to change things up. Instead of go to Larmy, that time they go to McDowell on the counter.
Yeah, McDowell comes in with 6 carries in the season. What happens in the line there, they're looking for a trap play when the lineman comes in. Just hitting someone below the waist, they're going to call that chop block. The line judge sees it every time. So player for player safety. This is what the coach talked about earlier, is that we got to cut down the penalties. We get a drive, they're getting close, they're in the red zone, then here a penalty drives them back, make it 2nd and 15.
That's right. We have to keep track of penalties because that got to be out of control last week. Larmy on the play action. They go caught by Tazen Lando, and he'll get maybe a yard to the 26-yard line. Now, Tim, this gets to be a hard spot for the Hawks. They are in a little bit of a transition with field goal kickers. Right now, this would be on the end of pretty much any high school kicker. It would be about a 42, 45-yard field goal if they don't get another yard. But with your main kicker, Ganal, hurt for the last couple of games, this is a huge play for Ankeny.
Yeah, they want to get inside the 20 if they want to have a good field goal shot.
Roush with time, throws it across the middle. He's got a man, and it's off the hands. His intended receiver was Owen Fisher, led him just a little bit much. And now the Hawks are going to have to think about what to do here on 4th down. They're keeping the offense on the field.
Yeah, Fisher did a nice job, doing the fake it to the outside, going for the post route, and he was open. That play was just a little bit in front of him. He did get a hand on it. So we're looking like they're going to try the field goal here.
Camden Ganal, he's a lefty. He got hurt in the game at Waukee in week 2. This sets up to be a 44-yard field goal out of the hold of Mason Mahan. The kick is up, and it is going to be 3 points.
Yard. He kicked it 44.5 yards.
Just about touched everything on that crossbar. Ankeny leads 3-0, 7:30 to play here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
The penalty.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
44-yard field goal puts the Hawks on top 3-0. Here are the keys to the game, Tim, as we get ready for Toby Landmesser to tee it up. We'll get those for Ankeny. Got to play disciplined football.
Yeah, too many penalties. Last week, the other coach talked about that. Is not that kills drives right there. That they were inside the red zone. That put them right on the field goal edge. So they got to clean that up quite a bit.
For the Jaguars, sustain drives and stay focused.
Yes, they have to, there'll be a one-back set, long drives are going to be the key, and sustained drive. Getting first downs and getting field position is going to be huge.
Landmesser's kick is fair, caught at the 20-yard line. I think that's Cade Newman who made that catch. So now the Jaguar offense. Brecken Miller comes out with one of the best running backs behind him in J.J. Morgan, where we saw a little bit of Larmy. I think we're going to see a lot of Morgan to start this series.
Yeah, I'd feed Morgan. He's done averaging 13 yards a carry. That's unheard of in 5A. So he has 27 carries in the year, 440 yards, and 8 touchdowns so far this season in 3 games.
Taggart also in the backfield there. Morgan on that wing. They send Morgan in motion. They give it on the reverse. And a good play right off the bat for Centennial. The handoff goes to Devin Good, who's been getting a lot more carries. That's his 12th on the season, 90 yards on the year, 8.5, but it's well short of that as the tackle is made by Ankeny's number 24, a former Jag himself, Logan Wirtz.
Yeah, Morgan coming in the back like he was going to get it. Again, became the lead blocker on that play.
And now Miners tight in on the formation, and Morgan now in motion. It's going to be a keeper by Brecken Miller, and he's going to be stood up by Dawson Whittaker, and I don't know if they're going to throw a flag on that or not. Whittaker's hands went up at the face of Miller, kind of knocked him back.
Yeah, he filled that hole. He came in there, gave him a little high. It looked like his hands kind of got him on the shoulder and up there, but didn't grab onto the face mask. So incidental contacts are really a good no call, I think, there. But that's like one of the few times we see, Brecken Miller take off and run. He only has 2 carries on the year. So we may see more of that as the defense wants to focus on J.J. Morgan. But that's going to open up some running lanes for a running quarterback.
And just when you think that Morgan's not going to get is going to get the ball all the time, they don't. I'm not surprised in that at all. Miller in the backfield. Now he gives a play fake to Morgan. Here comes the blitz. Hit as he throw. That's a wobbler. Who can get to it? It's either Mars Clark. It falls short in front of Brody Prill. Incomplete, but man, did Miller take a shot.
Yeah, Dawson Whittaker came in the blitz. The backer didn't get him as he's sitting back there, and the poor quarterback standing there flat-footed, and Dawson put him in there, forcing Miller to put some air under that. Took a really good shot there. But falls incomplete, 3 and out on this Ankeny offense.
Austin McIntyre to punt for the Jaguars from the right side of your screen. Back deep would be Frazee and Clark. McIntyre fields the low snap, gets a great punt away, end over end, bounces just shy of the 40, takes a hawk bounce, fielded in the air by Garrett Stevens, and the Hawks will start at their own 45-yard line. 5:49 to play, first quarter, 3-0 Ankeny. What do you think so far in these 2 first possessions?
Whittaker's on fire. I mean, that's a legit shot. You
got to remember, that's one thing we've kind of neglected a tiny bit in this. Whittaker and Owen Lichty and Logan Wirtz all have played for the Jaguars, now play for the Hawks, so a little extra juice maybe in the tank. Larmy gets the call on first down, bounces out of contact before. Coming up is Nolan Bennett to wrap him up before a couple of other friends stop on the play. There is a whistle. Helmet came off of one of the guys at the bottom of that pile. And I think
looks like Tysher Zeller coming out, if I can read the jersey correctly.
Tysher, one of the defensive linemen, sophomore. As the Jaguars try to rotate and keep those bodies fresh and keep the Hawks guessing. Richmond goes in motion for a moment. It's the RPO to Larmy. He's around the left side. He gets down to the hash to the 30-yard line before Matheny makes a stop. Jaguars, I think, were maybe wanting to hold on this far side. Watch the receiver in this replay, Tim.
11?
There's one possible, and possibly Carlson kind of got his hands in on the jersey, and they move it on. Coach Bauer says, hey, some of those holds could be a hold on nearly every play.
Yeah, they get their hands extended from their body, and they push. As a player tries to cut up that lane, they push him out of the way, which is a block in the back.
Jeff Martin says that's a gain of 22. Cale Roush keeps it and falls. A fumble falls out of his hand. The Jaguars say they have it, and I think they do. With the football is Nash Taggart.
Houston Lewis had him around the waist. He came in there. He tried to get that extra yard, but you got to protect that football. The ball comes out as he's going down.
Yep, came right out even before he got his head down. And that's the thing, having the quarterback run the ball, that the risk that you run.
Yep, trying to see who the other player coming in there getting the hit on there. Looked like number 6, like Garrett Stevens, might have come in there, put a helmet right into the arm, causing the fumble.
Austin, will come to you after this play for what's going on down on the field, so stand by. Austin Oliver, Brecken Miller goes to work. Second offensive possession sends Prill in motion. Miller to throw the football on the screen, caught by Morgan, and quickly dropped right away by Nathan Becker. All right, Austin, what's it like down there on the sideline right now?
Well, it is, everybody's excited. The field goal made it by about a foot, maybe 2 feet. So it was a very, very close field goal. It's probably the farthest he's going to be kicking it tonight, at least with this wind the way it is. But turnover, penalty, big plays already in the game.
Jaguars have it after a 1-yard gain. It's 2nd and 9 from their own 27-yard line. 3-0, Ankeny leads. The give is to Morgan, and Morgan is doing Morgan does. JJ rolls before Joey Sandvig makes the tackle. That's a first down gain up to the 36-yard line.
Great block there by Kane Brooks, the senior. Kicked the defensive end out, creating a lane for Morgan to cut up inside and pick up those valuable yards, getting another first down. So good blocking up front, pulling that right tackle.
Morgan rushing 440 yards. He's averaging 16 yards a carry. We know that will come down as the season goes on, but he'll take 9. That'll help the average. Miller back to pass, hit as he throws, down the middle, caught, still on his feet, down to the 30-yard line is Cameron Miners. What a throw, what a catch.
Yeah, good patience there by Miller in the backfield. He had a rush in his face, turned around, found Miner going down the sideline, the big 6'4", wide receiver, 6'5".
Wirtz makes the tackle as Frazee missed at the beginning of that tackle as Myers did a great job moving to make defense hard on that play. First down, pickup of 36 on that one. Jaguars have it at the 28 of Ankeny. The give is to Morgan near side, cuts it back up at the sideline. He'll get a 4 or 5 yard gain before Frazee and Wirtz combine for the tackle.
Looks like an old student body left there. A lot of bodies out there, a lot of hitting going on. Coach talked about having good tackling technique for Ankeny Hawks. They're going to have to get good tackles on there because Morgan also, he too has great leg drive. He's a hard one to bring down just on an arm tackle, so you really have to wrap him up.
It's one thing about J.J. Morgan. He just gets stronger, it seems, on every handoff. Miller's going to keep it, gets a block, and Jenkins makes the tackle. Whittinger there as well. So again, keeping it honest, Tim. You said 2 carries for Miller. He's doubled his season total in the first quarter.
Yes, he has. He does have that ability. He's a very good athlete, but it takes that read. That defense wants to keep flowing over with that wing back and that option. He's going to take it up there, and he's going to pick up there. So just shy of the third down, or the first down, so it brings up 3rd and 1.
Ball's inside the 20 at the 19. Triple backs behind Miller, who's under center. The give is to Morgan. Sweeps it left, still on his feet. J.J. Morgan's going to go into the end zone, untouched for the game's first touchdown. 19-yard score, J.J. Morgan.
Yeah, nice job that blocking on the outside. He went to his fighting speed. He got his blocks. They had a double tight end set there. Even though he brings up surprising speed, they cannot bring him down. So nice job by the Ankeny offensive line and the blocks.
Shouldn't be anything surprising about J.J. Morgan,
no.
Right?
We're running out of superlatives for J.J.
On to attempt the extra point is Noah Manning. Out of the hold of Rowan Doak. The kick is up, and it is good. 7-3 Jaguars. Minute 35 to play here on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Two big plays, one of 36, one of 19. Jaguars cap it with a Javarius Morgan touchdown run. Not even a finger laid on him, so he'll keep that jersey clean. Gives his team a 7-3 lead. 95 seconds to play in the first quarter. Noah Manning to kick it off from right to left at Mars Clark. It takes a hop, taken by Mars at the 5. He's at the 10. 15, puts a move in, gets to the outside. He's still on his feet, spins around before he is drilled just shy of the 30-yard line. Matheny, and also on the play, Urban Ingram for the Jaguars on punt or on kick return. Austin Oliver's down on the sideline. How about that run by Morgan?
I tell you what, the big play on the pass and then just methodical with Morgan, and finally just broke for him right into that end zone. It was an easy run for him.
Right into the camera lens of Shannon Earhart of KCCI. I'm sure we'll see that one tonight on the highlights. Roush goes to work, gives it to Larmy. Larmy says, hey, I can do this too. He gets upended by Matheny. Tell you what, we might not have talked about Gavin Matheny enough in the open. 17 tackles on the season. Pretty sure he has at least 3 tackles so far tonight, Tim.
Yeah, he's that safety valve out there, coming up and making the tackles. He has made some great game-saving tackles. It would be a different score if he hadn't made some great open field shots.
Gain of 9, 2nd and 1 for the Hawks. Playbook appeared to be wide open. They go Larmy. He gets out of the line of scrimmage. He makes a move to get around Pizzetti and then gets the first down.
Well, a few times to see him bounce at the outside, but it was really bottled up on there, so he kicked it out to the right, took it upfield, picked up a lot of those yards on his own.
That's one thing I would say about Larmy this year, Tim, is, he has not bounced it outside very often. It's been a lot of up the middle.
He's got the speed to do it.
Fisher goes in motion. Roush to throw, rolls out, gets Fisher. Caught at the 42. He cannot get rid of that tackler. Great open field tackle for the Jaguars. And that's Garrett Stevens.
Yeah, did a nice job there because he had some room. Outside the deep shot, but over the middle, Roush has really been content with throwing to the outside, short routes to the outside. They're effective. They're great for pass completion percentage.
That's going to end the first quarter. It's a good one. 7-3 Jaguars lead in this home contest. Game 15 of this series, off to a great start. They're doing a presentation on the field, but earlier on the field there was a special message that came for one of the coaches involved in this game.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Specialist Booth. I'm currently deployed to the Middle East with the 168th Infantry Battalion. I just wanted to give a good luck to both teams tonight. Play hard, have fun, and may the best team win. I also wanted to give a shout out to my dad, Coach Booth. I hope everything is going well back home. I'll be home before you know it. And lastly, I hope everyone has a great night.
That's Carson Booth, who we just heard from. And earlier, Austin Oliver was down on the sidelines. When that video played, Austin, Quite the scene. What happened?
Yeah, Coach Booth, obviously this is a highly charged game in the beginning with it being north and south, but Coach Booth has had to take it up a notch with that video coming from Carson. Coach Booth is a teacher on the south side, a coach on the north side. I think he's even coached on the south side as well, so it just made that night a little bit more special for a family out there.
And he turns right away. Thank you, Austin, for that report. Turned away. It was emotional for him. He was wiping away tears. Adam's son, Carson, played for the Hawks a couple of years ago and now deployed overseas. So thank you for your service. I know Coach Adam is super proud of his son. See a lot of posts from that. And thank you, Carson. Thank you, Austin, for that report.
Yeah, it's outstanding. You start realizing football is just a game. You get your family involved like that. It is a really big community here in Ankeny, even with the two high schools.
We start quarter number 2, 7-3. Larmy gets the call on, and he's going to get the first down before Stevens trips him up near the sticks across into Jaguar territory. And Tim, you're going to maybe just have to focus a little more on that line play. I think these two teams are really getting, I don't know, there's a word for it or something.
It's too early.
Too early?
Yeah, it's too early. And we start
Second
seeing some
quarter's too
bigger
early.
runs, but they're getting warmed up.
Okay, important distinction. 1st and 10 from the 47. Hawks look to the sideline for the play call change. They look at Rob Luther, the offensive coordinator, who has seen this game in person. His kids have played in this game. That's going to be a false start on Ankeny.
Yeah.
And again, that is one of those penalties that's going to drive the coaches crazy now and in film and later on next week.
Yeah, it looked like the guard was getting ready Zach Breitbach looking at, possibly pulling, getting a little bit, moving in there on that count, so brings up a 1st and 15. See if they stay with the same player. Look for the tight end. Nathan Richmond he plays tight end, but he's like another tackle out there.
It's going to be a handoff to Larmy on the pulling Aubrey, and Larmy is going to give Matheny a shot. Rylan Pizzetti also there. One thing about Rylan, as his father Ryan told me the other night, he says, man, that kid, I don't know where Rylan's speed has come from, but just in the last year, he's really seen an explosive, and Rylan had not been playing much prior to this season. Now Rylan in the mix full-time, averages 14 tackles on the season, including a pick 6 last week. So big things out of Ryland.
Yeah, 2 interceptions on the season. He does a nice job with that safety position. I'm sure that his football IQ there is probably off the charts as well.
Grandpa and father as co-head coaches. Yeah, I think there's a little bit there. Larmy goes in motion on the swing route. They throw back to the right side. It's down the sideline for Brandhorst. It's just thrown behind him, incomplete. Nolan Bennett on the coverage. That was a tough catch attempt for Brandhorst. Incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
Almost got his hands on it. The coach talked about the strength of his hands, that he can really go up. Not only people have good hands, they can catch the ball, but he's got good finger strength. That if he can get his hands on it, he can really haul that in, make the tough catches. So he's a go-to person on this offense. See if they dial up. Now they got this 3rd and long.
Kind of seems like the Hawks have been in 3rd and long a lot, trying to convert it in Jaguar territory. They send Richmond in motion. Here comes Fisher. Play action, looking for the screen. They get it to Larmy. Larmy is going to reach as best he can, but he is going to be short of the first down. Great tackle right there in the middle by Nash Taggart, who had the big fumble recovery the play before. So that 3rd down sets up a short 4th and 1. Hawks go for it before the snap. A timeout, I think. Jaguars get it called before the Hawks, and they would have probably picked up that first down. We'll step away. 10-12 to play in the half. Jaguars 7, Hawks 3 on the Central Iowa Sports Network.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Valley leads Waukee 14-3, Liberty 14, Johnston 3. Dowling all over Polk right now, 24-0. Last night, Sioux City East beat Sioux City West. Sioux City East will be the opponent of the Ankeny Hawks next week here for homecoming for the Ankeny Hawks. Homecoming tonight for the Jaguars, who lead 7-3, Tim Halber.
Yeah, it's a good game here. Forcing Centennial to jump the timeout. Some of the defensive players came off thinking they're going to punt for sure. Offense stayed on the field there. Would have probably picked it up.
Richmond in motion. The give is to Larmy. He has, on first effort, first down.
He is going to be a yard short.
He is going to be short.
Looks like Taggart in there on the tackle. Many others.
Big stop on 4th down, and that is a turnover. Sponsored by Echelon Golf Strategy.
I don't even think on first lurch, and I was mistaken on where the yard marker was because I thought Larmy had it, and I did not plan where that was. So great defensive play by the Jaguars there. So the second turnover of the game by the Hawks. Let's see if the Jaguars can cash in this one for points as well.
I'll get that first hit on Garrett Stevens that came in there from the outside. Got the first hit on Larmy, stopping his momentum that forced him to bounce it outside. So see what they do on the flip side.
Morgan and Miller in the backfield. Prill in motion. They give it to Prill. Cuts it up, and he's hit by Whittinger with a shoulder. Dawson knocks him down. Nathan Becker tied up the blocker that allowed Whittinger to come up and deliver a hit.
Whittinger playing one of those dual middle linebackers. They have two middle linebackers, but he is the key. He's the run stopper of that group. Goes up there and fills holes quite well.
We got to call that a pass, or is that a run?
That would be.
That would probably be a pass.
Did you toss it?
He tossed it. There was no exchange. Yeah, good call, Jeff. 2nd and 7, gain of 3 on the pass. The give is to Morgan. Comes near side. He's trying to get outside to contain, cuts it back up, and then he is ripped down. Dawson Whittinger hunts him down at the 43-yard line.
One thing, Whittinger, if you watch him play quite a bit, as I've been watching him hit the gap, he comes in the backside. He hits the gap really well. Look how quick he is to the ball carrier. So he doesn't need to be in front of it, but he has that closing speed that you want to see in one of your linebackers. He's getting some looks out there. He's a good athlete.
Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down and 6. Ball's on the 43. That's the Jaguars side of the field. 7-3 Centennial with the lead. Miller by himself in the backfield. He's going to throw. Lots of time. Throws it near side. It's got a man. It's going to be intercepted by Frazee. Frazee has it at the 30. Now 40. Approaches midfield. Gets out of bounds. Brecken Miller knocks him out. That's a turnover in the Hawks' favor now. As Miller let it hang, Frazee landed underneath it.
He had time back there. He was looking for Luke Mitchell going on the sideline, but he underthrew them. Good positioning by Taggart, or by Frazee. Frazee went there, caught it like a center fielder, took it back up, had about a 25-yard return. So now we flip the script. The turnovers are even almost, but now we'll see if the Ankeny offense can get that momentum back, if they can get something going here starting at the midfield stripe.
7-3, 8.5 to play before half. Coming up at halftime, we will talk to Dustin Rhodes, the swim coach, the girls' swim coach for Ankeny and Centennial. Roush on first down, throws far sideline, incomplete, intended for Fisher. Second time they've thrown Fisher's way. Coaches have said they want to get Fisher more in the game, more involved in the offense. Hard when you've got guys like Brandhorst and Carlson out there as well. Not enough plays sometimes for throws to go around to.
Something they're seeing on the outside the second time they're thrown deep against the corner against Brody Prill. See if they can get the receiver to go, looking at that speed to get to the outside. Coaches, they were talking for a little bit of using your body to kick them to the outside, for interference. So no call there.
Little confusion here as Carlson and McDowell come near side. 5 on the play clock. Richmond gets set. Now McDowell. 1 on the snap. They give it to McDowell. Same play they ran before. Cooper gets his way through into the 45 down to the 44-yard line. Lots of window candy, eye dressing, whatever you want to call on that play.
A lot of misdirection. I'm sure all the linebackers, their eyes follow Larmy. They see where number 0 is going. McDowell is not a big carrier. So I think it's the second carry here of the game. But gained some 5 or 6 yards there, so make it a 3rd and manageable for the Hawk offense.
Larmy in there with Roush. Roush to throw the football. Goes back towards Larmy. Caught at the 40. He's got to make a move to get the first down. It is going to be extremely close, and he is dropped. Wow, what a play.
Took a shot there. The official, the near side official had him a little bit farther. They marked him a little short. If he's short, it's by about a football length.
I think they gave it to him.
They gave him the first down.
Stevens the hit, and it's right at the sticks.
Sticks have moved.
And now Dawson Winiger comes in to run the football. Sometimes you don't know if coaches are giving you the full story when they say, you never know what we may do. And Winiger is there next to Roush in the backfield. The give is to Dawson. He puts his head down and tries to churn his feet. So there's a difference in the running back styles for the Hawks, Tim, between Larmy and McDowell. One is, you want to call it thunder lightning, but Larmy has great speed. McDowell is not necessarily between the tackles as much. That's what Dawson's trying to do, is be that hard-headed one. Gets him a couple, gets him two on that play.
It's like you line up a fullback, like the John Riggin style of offense where you put a big back in there, let him bang it up there behind the tackles, pick up some yards, just to give the defense something to not relax on.
Larmy, in his gold sparkly shoes, somehow escapes on the tackle there. Bogseth tackled him twice. Hawk fans, we can hear from the far side thinking that maybe second one should have been maybe a little extra, but it's not, nor should it have been. 3rd and 4.
I would say, of that gain, I'd say 5 of those yards were strictly on Larmy. It'd be yards after contact. He got hit, but he kept moving forward. So once again brings up a 3rd and 4.
Roush to throw it, far sideline, caught by Fisher. He gets out of bounds right at the sticks. It's questionable. They're going to say move the sticks as Taggart pushes him out of bounds. Also Matheny there. So Fisher gets his first catch of the game. It comes at the 6-minute mark here in the second quarter. 7-3 Jaguars.
That's what you want to see your offense do. If you're going to have a receiver run out on the sideline there, you need 4 yards. Make sure you go at least 5.
They give the RPO to Larmy. He tries to run out of one, and he does. Gets up to the numbers, cuts it inside to the hash, inside to the 15-yard line before he is stopped. And Pizzetti makes the tackle, turning him in. Kane Brooks did all he could, but man, that was a tough. We have a penalty flag, I think, down. Offsetting penalties or decline?
Walking back, it could be.
Illegal shift on Ankeny.
Prior to the snap, now you bring up a 1st and 15. All that work by Larmy. Once again, another penalty, and that's just really a mental thing of not. You have 2 players moving at the same time because they do have that. If one shifts, you have to let him get set for the other one to go in motion. I think we had 2 guys. One wasn't completely set before the other one took off, so. When sometimes the play clock gets winding down, the players get a little antsy to get in position.
Larmy goes from the right to the left of Roush. They give it back to Larmy. Daniel's going to plow his way through for a couple of tough yards. Bogseth and Brooks in there for the Jags. It's going to be 2nd down and still long to go. I think the Hawks would like to get it closer and not have to rely on trying to kick field goals like they did on the possession where they scored.
Yeah, the out has worked. So far, Roush has been predominantly throwing underneath. They're trying to get the one-on-one on the outside to see if they can isolate a receiver. Landau Farr, he's got good speed on this side. Brandhorst loading up on the left side. See if they can create that mismatch, that one-on-one, one could break free.
Play clock at 5. Roush goes to work to throw the football. With time, sets his feet, throws towards the end. He's got a man caught, and that is an Ankeny touchdown. Hayden Carlson, 31 yards for a Hawk score.
Great job there by Roush. Look there to the left side. The receivers went down the middle. That was wide open. Looking for the one-on-one. Blew past the safety. Ran the post route. Nice touch on the ball by Roush.
Ankeny looks like they're going to run the swinging gate on to attempt The extra point for Ankeny is Camden Ganal out of the hole to Roush. The snap from the guy who just caught the touchdown, Hayden Carlson. Kick is up, and it is no good. Wide right. So it will be 9-7. We are setting ourselves up for a good one here from Ankeny.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Tim, what's going on? It's what on what?
Two turnovers. A fumble led to a touchdown. We had an interception lead to a touchdown for the Ankeny Hawks.
Turnovers on touchdowns?
Turnovers on touchdowns. They started at the midfield.
Landmesser back to tee it up. 9-7, 4:40 to play. The senior Landmesser. Last week he did a few onside kicks. Let's see what he does here now. And they're going to chip shot it, and it's going to be taken. Fair catch again called for by the Jaguars. This time making the grab is Kyler Vanderwert. So now, Austin Oliver, you've seen, do you agree with the touchdowns, turnovers and all that jazz?
Tim's exactly right. He called it. One other thing that Tim said that I thought was right on, though, as well. First quarter, Roush threw that similar pass and just overthrew it because he tried to throw it a little bit hard. This time he used a little bit more touch and just kind of laid it up there, let that receiver run into it, and touchdown. Should have been a touchdown in the first one as well.
This is game 4 of the season. Austin, one thing I want you to look, and we're watching for, is the hands on hips and heavy breathing that might happen from some of these players going both ways as Morgan gets the handoff, and he has stood up and driven down. First there for Ankeny was Grant Fisher, who is back this week after being out last week with a hamstring injury. A lot of these teams, or a lot of the Jaguar team goes both ways, Tim. When would we see that tiredness maybe come in?
Luckily, it's not a very humid night. I'm sure it's warm down there, still in the 70s, but that was we'll see how that factors in, especially if they're playing a lot on maybe on defense. That really wears you down as the game goes on.
Old, tight Centennial formation. They go Morgan in motion, play action. Miller's going to throw it off his back foot. He's got a man caught at the 40. Oh, what a throw, what a catch for the Jaguars. Got behind Wirtz as the catch is made by the Jaguars. Will Morris playing both sides. Attaboy, Will.
If we just talk about two-way players, he lined up there. He was on the left side of the formation. He came back around. Nice patience there by Miller looking for him. Caught that spot, over the corner. The corner came up looking for the tackle. Safety was behind him. That was a big play there. So another big play downfield by the passing game by Miller.
Good to see the tight formation turn into a throw down the field. Gain of 33. Ball's at the 35. 1st and 10. Miller again to throw. Fakes it, tucks it, runs it. Gets thrown down at the 30. Coming up to make the grab is Nathan Jenkins, the Will linebacker.
Strong answer by the Centennial offense here, taking the ball from the kickoff. And now they're down at the 30-yard line of the Ankeny Hawks. Miller showing a little flash there as quarterback, getting some confidence. Like I said, he's a good athlete, so he pump faked there and took it upfield. So positive yards on that first play.
Brother Easton did some running here. Still runs for the Iowa State Cyclones. Plays football for Coach Campbell. Miller rolls out, throws it. Caught by Prill at the 32. Then he's upended by Fisher. Good stop by Grant to knock it over. And now make it 3rd and short.
if they come in with a heavy formation, bring 2 tight ends. The last time they did that, they ran a pass play off of that, so you can't always assume it's going to be a run. Bunch on the inside, let Ankeny trying to figure out, the Ankeny Hawks, who has the ball.
Almost wishbone-like, or T formation. They go Morgan left side. He is going to get stood up. Let's see if I lost who was there first.
I think Frazee was the first
Miller
one.
and Frazee, yep.
I think Frazee was the first one. Good open field tackle. He got his head in there, got his head wrapped around his legs, stopping his forward progress, and then the rest of the defense came in and stopped him there. So offense looks like they're going to not punt, stay on the field, but they're trying to field goal.
It's going to be a field goal attempt for Noah Manning from the left hash. This is a 46-yard field goal attempt. Out of the hold of Doak, it's a bad fumble, or it's a bad snap, and going down is going to be Frazee's there first, and it's going to be Noah Manning. All he could do was just hold on to the ball and not give up a fumble and make it worse.
I think the ball skipped right to the holder's hands, or he couldn't pick it up and get a set. The kicker had already made his motion to kick the ball. He had nothing left. There's no place to go, and they came in there and stopped him. So another turnover. I think we're even on turnovers. Turnovers on down. I think there's 2 each. Balance things out. Another good field position for the Ankeny Hawks here at their own 40-yard line.
60 yards to go, 3 timeouts, 1 minute, 29 seconds to go before half. Roush to throw, looking for a bunch on first down. Goes down the far sideline, just out of the reach of Brandhorst, and a penalty flag comes on down that far sideline, and likely going to be guilty on the pass interference, according to the official, is Nolan Bennett.
Brandhorst just got there, just passed him. Smart play. If you see this, he slows down and extends that arm to keep separation, causing a little bit of the rub there, but I think the defensive back reached out and grabbed a hand.
It is going to be a penalty flag. That is that's a 2-year-old microphone that doesn't work. Sometimes you got to have better equipment in this stadium. I can't always hear what the official has to say. Here's a look at the replay. And right there, I think there was a hand that pulled him back, maybe, is what you're saying,
Yeah,
Tim?
I think he reached his hand back to keep that separation from the body there, and then the DB. It's instinctive. You want to grab that hand and hold it a little bit, but if you reach out and grab something, then you impede their progress.
Roush gives it to Larmy, who is quickly harassed by, you guessed it, Brandon Bogseth. And that's all that Larmy can do is get back to the line of scrimmage at the 45-yard line. Ankeny calls a timeout at 1:14. How's this been for a first half? This has been something.
It's going fast there. I would give that credit for Cade Muring. He did stop his motion forward progress, causing him to cut in the backfield. Now, he was in the backfield, so you make him change directions. That's one way to stop the momentum of a running back, is make him change directions early on as you're looking for the next hole to hit. So 1:14 left. There's lots of time left here.
Valley leads Waukee 21-10. That game on CISN. The other game tonight on the network is Dowling. They are hosting Southeast Polk, and they are not being good hosts. They lead 31-0 over the defending champs. Liberty is at Johnston tonight, 14-3 there. Waukee Northwest on the road at Prairie on the south side of Cedar Rapids, just outside of town. 14-3 in that one.
That's a tough one. Prairie was 10th ranked. They're 2-1. They're kind of that top 10. They're in that upper tier. Probably 11 or 12 in the RPI rankings.
Hawks back at the 45-yard line. Roush throws down the near sideline. He's got Brandhorst, and it's off his left hand, incomplete. Just not quite enough air for Brandhorst to run underneath that one. And now Ankeny's facing 3rd and 10 with 1:07 to play, and they're on their own on the Jaguar 45. So now you're in a tough spot right here.
You are, because they have their timeouts, so you got 3rd down. Do you want to get something underneath? There are plays underneath. You want to get something close so that you can maybe go for it on 4th down, but I look for them to maybe go deep. That screen has been working well there. Larmy is a great pass-catching running back.
Hawks need to get to the 35 to keep the drive going. They look to the sideline now with 7 seconds on the play clock. Clock is stopped on the incomplete pass. Roush on the snap of the ball. Looks to the right, throws right. It is caught by Hayden Carlson right at the sticks. The VAR official already blew it that it was a first down, and it's inside the 35 at the 34. Move the chains. Hawks complete. Clock moves now that the chains are set.
They have time to play. There's lots of time left in the game.
Now they go back to Larmy underneath. Larmy bursts through the seam, and he's tripped up by, I think, Matheny. No, it's Will Morris. And it's a timeout Ankeny at 46 seconds.
So the running game is in play now. When you're on this side of the field, you can go. You have lots of time left. You got 46 seconds left. You can run and still set your offense. You don't have to go to pass play. You don't have to spike it. So, but the key is here: not get caught behind the stick, not get a penalty. I should not have said that. It could be the whammy on it. But you want to get there because you're still the 20-yard line. Really is their field goal range. 20 on in. You want to get to that point. So you're at the 26-yard line. But you can run the ball. You have plenty of time to run your full offense.
Last year, Centennial, this game was close at half, and then the Jaguars rolled in the second half, 31-10. 2 years ago, it was 10-7. 3 years ago was the 39-38 overtime win. So we've had some close games in this one of recent years. Close now, 9-7. Ankeny leads Centennial. 46 seconds. Clock stopped out of the timeout. Fisher in motion. Fumbled snap. Roush recovers. Throws towards the end zone. It's a duck throw. Going back for the ball. Trying to get past Fisher. Was Pizzetti. Incomplete.
Pizzetti on the hit there. Right on the time that the ball arrived. And there's no flag on the play. I know the other sideline is calling for it.
But there are 3 Jaguar coaches all saying tip.
So if it was tip, then that's a good call. Then he can do that. So now you've got this 3rd and 2. You got plenty of time left. Took a shot down there. Good job by Roush. Fumbled snap, picked it up, and threw it downfield. Had presence of mind. I could see him running it himself on this play.
Or he'll give it to Larmy, who gets the first down and then some. He's inside the 15.
Larmy does a job. He comes up the middle. He comes right at you. Kind of gives you that dead leg look there, and he cuts it in. He's a very hard one to tackle. It picks up the first down. Clock is running.
Taggart makes the tackle before the snap. Penalty flag. I'm guessing Ankeny was not set.
There's 27 seconds left. They don't have to rush it. So now you had great field position. It put you back there on the 17. They have to make that up. They have to get down to about the 3 to pick up a first down, 1st and goal.
You're in a hurry, but you got to say, guys, get set. That is what has driven the coaches crazy on the south side the last couple of weeks. Roush to throw. Looks at Larmy, throws it away. He was covered. They were trying to go to a screen pass. Aubrey, Breitbach, and Bowden were all out there next to Larmy, but so were 2 Jaguars.
Yeah, Newman was doing a good job playing linebacker out there. He was scouting Larmy all the way, so a good job by Roush to throw it out of bounds. But you had Lando wide left here. Single coverage, it looks like, and that's the wide side of the field. There are some opportunities, so now you can go trips left.
2nd and 15 from the 18-yard line. Roush throws to the end zone. And it's intercepted by the Jaguars. Will Morris steps in front of the pass intended for Carlson. And that ends any chance for the Hawks to score before half. Big play by Will Morris.
Yeah, he was peeking in the backfield there. He looked, he had that all the way, read the quarterback size, little underthrown. Could have put some air underneath it. He was putting it into triple coverage.
That's being kind. That looked like there were 5 black jerseys there. Tough throw. So now the Hawks.
Is that quint coverage then?
Yeah, I think so. It just could have been the angle. Yeah. Jaguars are going to have to at least go forward. They can't take a knee here with 12 seconds. But now the coach question from Austin Oliver to Coach Bauer is going to be missed opportunity there, but it's going to change the tenor of that interview a little bit as Austin makes his way As we'll go into the halftime break. 9-7 is our score. So far, Austin, it's Ankeny 220 yards of offense to 211 for Centennial. Pretty even matchup so far. But I'm sure Coach Bauer he's making his way to him now, but giving up points like that is going to be one of those things. You talked about a penalty earlier, Tim, on early in the first quarter. Let's go down to Austin.
Coach, missed some opportunities here. A couple turnovers there in the first half. You are going into the half with the lead. Tell me what you saw there.
We've, again, shot ourselves in the foot a couple times, a couple penalties. It cost us an interception there. We're playing hard. We just have to execute better and not be so sloppy.
All right, thanks, Coach. Have a good halftime. Good luck.
All right, that's Austin Oliver on our halftime show. It's Ankeny 9, Centennial 7. Locked in a good one here. When we come back, we'll talk high school girls swimming, the combined program between the Hawks and Jags from Ankeny Stadium, and then half number 2. Don't go away. We got a good one here from Northview Stadium in Ankeny, Iowa.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
This is the
fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Ever have one of those awkward moments when a business disappointed you? You got ripped off? Didn't get what you expected? The Better Business Bureau can help you avoid these uncomfortable situations. BBB accredited businesses are honest, ethical, and reviewed annually by the BBB. Don't experience another awkward moment with a bad business. Trust the ones that operate with integrity. Look for the BBB seal. It's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Western lets your UTV power through the storm. The Impact V Plow and Impact Straight Blade, with the features the pros demand, custom tailored for your UTV. And to keep your work top-notch, rely on the Tornado UTV Hopper Spreader. Now that's a job well done. Western, more jobs done faster.
Visit Truck Equipment Inc. today at truckequipmentinc.com.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Employee Pricing Plus at DeArmond Automotive, Knoxville. 2025 Ram 1500s with up to $15,000 off. Incredible offers on the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee with up to $9,000 off. And new Jeep Wranglers with up to $8,500 off. And save on a new Chevy Silverado 1500 with over $12,000 off. Employee Pricing Plus. Save big now at DeArmond Automotive in Knoxville, Iowa.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Back here at halftime, it is Ankeny 9, Centennial 7, and tonight is the We Are Iowa Game of the Week. There's a QR code up there in this corner of the screen right now. Scan that, find out a little bit more about some of these things. There's the QR code. Pick up your phone right now. If you're watching on your own phone, get your friend's phone, have them scan the code. Then they can see what other programming that we have here on our partners over at We Are Iowa. So go. It is the Game of the Week. Tim Halber, Paul Yeager, Austin Oliver with you here on this contest. And it is halftime, so they just had the marching band performance. There was to be an interview that will be up on the CISN YouTube page with Dustin Rhodes. Apologize for that. And Austin is going to try to find Coach Pizzetti as the two teams are starting to make their way out. Austin, I think, might get thrown into the band, Tim. Yeah. In this one. So, but there was one stat that really stood out to me that you said here earlier about the number of plays.
Yeah, we have, looking at in a 2-point ball game, we have Centennial has run a total of 19 offensive plays compared to 36 for the Ankeny Hawks. So they're really a disparity there in running offensive plays. But we're here at a 9-7 ball game with 2 turnovers on each side.
As the two teams make their way back out, we're going to have the presentation of the Centennial homecoming court. We will have co-head coach Ryan Pizzetti, and the other co-head coach is Jerry Pizzetti. And Jerry and I had a chance to talk a couple of weeks ago ahead of the game, and he was kind of shuffling around, and he says, well, this is what you do when you got a broken back. I go, what? And then Ryan and I were kind of talking about it. Jerry was trying to go up the stairs, lost his balance, fell backwards, and they weren't 100% sure what was going on, but they've determined It was a broken back, and that was after some other health issues that he'd had earlier 2025. So Coach is happy to be coaching football and not being at the doctor.
Yeah, broken back is no joke. Not much you can do for it. You can't, put a splint on it. You can't wrap it up. We saw him at practice here a few weeks back, and he was walking ginger. It's hard for him to stay on his feet for a long period of time, so wish him a speedy recovery. That is a sore. Everything you work around your core affects your back, and you just feel everything you do.
Hawks are going through their motions to get stretched back out, and the rest of the Jaguar team is almost back out onto the field as some of the positions players, and they're running some defensive drills, Tim, and this Centennial defense has done great. It's turnovers and special teams that have kind of been a difference.
Yeah, it has done a really good job keeping this offense in check. Look at some of the halftime statistics. Roush he's 9 of 16 for 107 yards and a touchdown, but he does have that interception that came in right before the half when they were in the red zone. The Army was leading at 17 carries for 103 yards, 3 receptions for 50 yards. McDowell 1 carry for 5. Roush has 1 carry for 3 yards. Whittinger 1 carry for 2. On the flip side, Centennial Jaguars coming in. Morgan, the big running back, he has 6 carries for 37 yards. Well below his average. Miller has carried 3 times for 11 yards. Good for 2 yards. The reason the rushing games are down is that one is that fumbled snap on the kick attempt, which they lost 13 yards on, brings it down. Miller is 5 of 7 passing for 76 yards and 1 interception. So 220 total offensive yards for the Ankeny Hawks versus 113 for the Centennial Jaguars here at halftime.
Well, Coach Ryan Pizzetti has been held up by the white hat off the side of the field. And that's a little longer normal conversation than we would normally have as they break up. Garrett Seversike, Coach Seversike is there as well. Garrett, the former quarterback for the Jaguars, as Ryan makes his way. There's Jerry as well. Austin's trying to find Coach, and we'll chase him down here. There he is.
Ryan's elusive.
He is elusive. All right, let's go down to Austin Oliver. Austin?
Hey, Coach, 2 timely turnovers for your team. Kept the Hawks out of the end zone in a couple different plays there. Still find yourself down 9-7. What'd you tell your team at halftime?
Yeah, we're in it. Let's go out and win it. You know what? Our kids played pretty good the first half. Some silly mistakes. Those things happen in a big game. We're excited to get out here and see what we can do when we get the ball.
J.J. Morgan had a good one drive, but how do you get him going in the second half?
They play good defense. They got good football players out there, and you know what? That's where he's going to be in these type of games.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
All right. Thank you very much, Austin. We will step away for a quick timeout and be back second half in a moment from Ankeny Stadium. This is the game of the week on We Are Iowa and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Iowans are working hard, but high prices make it even harder to keep food on the table. Record numbers need help. Your neighbors, your friends, your community. Stopping hunger starts here.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right.
Thank you for tuning into today's broadcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our live events. You can also follow us on X, Facebook, and Instagram in the description below for more coverage of Central Iowa high school sports and the Des Moines Menace. Now, back to the game.
Homecoming crowd, there is a look at the Jaguar fan base. Seniors in the front, don't forget that. In the senior pants, they're waving the cell phones in the air as the Jaguar players are huddled around at the 15-yard line in the middle of the field. The Hawks are back on their far sideline. All right, Tim, second half. You've got a couple of turnovers that have led to points for both of these teams. You have a missed extra point. You have a botched field goal. You have an interception, 2 turnovers on down, and a fumble. Did I miss anything?
No, I think that you summed that pretty well. I think we've seen 2 good defenses there. The Ankeny, the number of offensive plays run, between the 2 teams, that's the big difference. But once again, Ankeny has to clean up. If they're going to stay, if they want to win this game, the Ankeny Hawks have to clean up the mistakes. Whether it's penalties down there, ill-timed, interception. Centennial, you see they get their rushing game going a little bit. They can't have these short series, only 19 plays. They need a longer drive. They had a couple punts there, so they clean things up on their end. But they need, we talked about it earlier, they need to have more sustained drives and to get a touchdown. But 2-point conversion is in play.
And with neither team with a penchant for kicking field goals, they'd rather go for it on 4th down. Centennial's yet to attempt, at least, I don't even know if you call that a attempted field goal because he didn't even get the kickoff. Speaking of the kickoff, Ankeny will kick it off here. It'll be Jaguar football as Toby Landmesser will step things off here. As the Hawks are in their white jerseys, they're bunched up on their side of the field. The Jaguars with their black tops and silver bottoms as we begin half number 2. 9 for the Ankeny Hawks, 7 for the Centennial Jaguars. Before we get going, the white hat comes up and has some words. Patrick St. John is our referee. Shane Remington, the umpire. The headline is Ronnie Blockinger. David Baker and Brad Johnson round out this crew.
Once again, the Landmesser, he kicks off, doesn't have not the normal kickoff, so he's done these pooch kicks, and Centennial has elected to fair catch it to get the ball at the 25-yard line. So we'll see if that still is in play. Last week we saw where he has topped it and had that top spin on it. It looked more like an onside kick.
Toby steps off. Now 3 to this side. He'll pivot. Whistles up. Here we go. Half number 2 in the crosstown matchup is underway. Again, short kick. This one's going to be taken by the Jaguars. And it's going to be dropped down right there at the 35-yard line. Let's see, so Levi Yeager and Landon Hepp in on the tackle. And the return is made for Centennial up to the 36-yard line. They'll start it here. Brecken Miller, an interception in that first half. J.J. Morgan kind of kept in check, a little below his average. 6 carries for 37 yards. He's caught 1 for 1. So let's see what the Jaguars call here to start their second half offense. Prill goes in motion, back under for Morgan. Morgan waits. Whittinger tries ripping at that football. Penalty flag comes out.
Morgan on the carry. Penalty
Hunter Minner was there first as well as Andy Liu.
So Nathan Jenkins came in, caused him to go back inside. Brad, back into the wash, running right into Whittinger. Holding play to start their first game.
So usually the hawk position for Ankeny is allowed free reign. Do you get the sense Dawson has free reign tonight?
I think he's got his reads, coming from the middle. He's going to key on the running backs. I think, he knows where the ball is going. He's got the speed to do quick pursuit, so he's going to read and react. Maybe they have different assignments there, but letting him be the roamer. Which does throw off the Centennial offense, thinking he's doing something different.
Miller gives it to Morgan. Comes near side. Morgan gets through. The ball's loose. And it is covered up by Ankeny. That thing was punched out. I think Nathan Jenkins, he just absolutely, and they're giving Mars Clark a 5-2. Maybe we'll get a chance in this replay to see who knocked it out, but Ankeny has the football.
I can tell us Jenkins or Becker came in there from the side, but as Morgan cut it up the middle there. He got popped pretty hard.
By golly, it was Dawson Winiger who ripped it out.
Came in there.
And then covering it up was Mars Clark. Number 9, Joey Sandvig, made the stop. So now Ankeny offense, they turn the ball over, or they get the turnover, and now they're going to try to make their offense go to work. They're up 9-7.
See what they have there, putting pressure on the Centennial defense on this turnover, giving them a short field on the 36-yard line.
McDowell goes in motion, gets it on the jet sweep. He's got Larmy as a blocker. Cooper gets to the outside. He's got a first down, still dancing down that far sideline. He's going to be whistled out of bounds near the 20-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains for Ankeny.
Nice influence block there by Larmy, leading on the play as his blocker. McDowell did a good job of getting behind him and letting him get the block, the influence block, and then cutting off it, taking it to the outside.
If you were at the freshman football game between these two towns last night, these two teams, Cooper McDowell was spotting the offense for public address. They go Larmy back underneath. Cooper's brother Caden had a nice one-hand grab that kind of set the tone in that one. That was a nice play. Pretty sure we're going to say Caden McDowell and Cooper here very, very soon. Freshman had some great action there last night in that contest. Sorry, Tim.
No, I was going to say that Nash Taggart there in on the tackle, caused that little crossbuck, running two running backs crossing there between McDowell and with Larmy. McDowell picking up some yards creates another dimension of the offense where the defense has to sit back on the heels wondering, who's going to carry the ball. We have trips left here.
And it's Brandhorst on the top, and now Larmy goes to that side of the field. They throw to the trips. It's caught inside the 15-yard line. Catching the football was Fisher. Owen Fisher makes the grab, and Ankeny goes tempo.
Not let the defense get set.
Larmy wrapped up, squirts out of that one. He got out of the hands of Zeller and was able to get just a couple of more before Bogseth and Prill finished him off.
But, Zeller came in there, had even flying tackle, almost had him in there, but Larmy was getting able to squeeze out of that. More yards after contact. He picked up those 3 yards really on his own because he was touching the backfield.
9-7, 10 minutes to play, third quarter. Ankeny with the lead, they're driving. Larmy, handoff, cuts it back up, gets his way near the goal line, and he's in for a touchdown. 9-yard score. Daniel Larmy. Hawks turn a turnover into points.
Did a nice job there taking it off to the right side. Followed his block. The 2 tackles on the guard came out there. He took it off the inside hip. Went in the end zone.
Breitbach and Aubrey. Jack's grandpa watching tonight. He did good there, Gramps. A lot of family and friends watching here as Ganal on to attempt the extra point. That kick might be wide right again. It is. Another missed extra point for the Hawks. They lead 15-7 here from Ankeny Stadium.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
Yeah, there is. Well, the Hawks cash in a turnover token for a touchdown, but are not able to convert on the extra point. That's 2 extra points in a row that have been missed wide to the right. Toby Landmesser tees it up at the 40. 9:51 to play here in the third quarter. And it's an onside kick. And falling on it are the Jaguars, and getting it is Centennial's Rowan Doak, the quarterback and sometime defensive player. All right, Austin Oliver, what do you see down there?
Well, it's just follow the same formula that we followed the whole night. Turnover, touchdown. It's a third time. Is that tonight already?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I was looking at Ganal here. It looks like I don't know what they're going to do going forward here, but I know it's hard coming back from an injury, to try to get back into the swing of things. Hit that clutch field goal in the first quarter. We'll see if he can bounce back here later in the game.
I should have asked Austin a soccer question. Maybe I will after this play. Hold on for a minute. As Miller fakes the throw, tucks it, runs. The defense comes up. Sandvik there first. Jenkins there. All right, Austin, you announce soccer way more than I do.
I do, yes.
What is it about kicking? I mean, he's a soccer player. The kick's going one way or the other. I know football and soccer are not the same, but can you deduce anything?
Well, I think you see even the pros miss easy shots. I always, whenever watching EPL or something, you see those shots just go 20 yards over the top of the thing. It's just, you get excited and you make mistakes in your form and your technique, and it just goes awry. We'll have something else after this play, too.
All right. Morgan gets the call around the left side. Whittinger grabs him down. Austin, we should just leave. We've done it before where we've left your mic open during a broadcast. What do you got? What do you got now?
What I was going to comment about, too, is I think both the starting kickers for both the Jags and the Hawks are both soccer players. Who is it for the Jags that's kicking the kickoffs?
Yeah, Noah Manning.
And they both played on the same club team for Iowa Rush. So they're very familiar with each other. I don't know if they still play with each other to this day, but they've definitely been on the same team in the past.
All right, thank you very much, Austin. Now, Tim, next year for this game, I think I'm going to need all the pictures of the old Ankeny Junior football team pictures from over the years as Miller keeps it on, and he's got the first down. He is hit by Wirtz, and that's inside the 40. Earlier tonight, Ankeny Junior football players were running out. First it was the silver and black, and then the yellow jerseys. So those jerseys reverse, and the yellows are on the far side, and the black and silver are here. And crowds kind of started to thin just a tiny bit in the turn 2 and 3, but still a lot of people here tonight.
Yeah, even the stands on the far side, the Ankeny Hawk crowd is really filled in. The whole south end zone all the way around the loop the track is full.
Miller on first down, fakes it, throws it, caught by Prill. Good block. Minner spins it. Winninger doesn't wrap up. Frazee grabs him down. Also, in on that tackle, we have a whistle, Andy Liu. We have just a whistle on a player, and this is Brecken Miller tying his shoe. Had a chance to walk up with Brecken's grandmother into the stands, and no, it's not Miller. There is a down.
It's
player.
Hunter Minner is down. They're looking at leg issues, so they're going to take some time to look at that to see how he's doing.
And we will take time to say we'll be right back. Ankeny leads 15-7.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Hunter Minner is down just to the right. They get him pulled up right there, and he runs off. I don't know if that's for effect or the soccer play, but He runs off. I wanted to give scoring updates. Valley leads Waukee 35-10. Johnston now has taken a 17-14 lead on Liberty. How about that? Dowling rolling Polk 38-7. Waukee Northwest kind of taking it to Prairie on the road 28-3. Jefferson with a 2-run homer leads Urbandale 2-0. And Sioux City East last night beat West 42-0. Here it's 15-7, but maybe for not much longer. Down the near sideline. That's going to be pass interference. Frazee is going to be whistled as they were trying to go to Miners. And that flag says it all of what just happened on that play.
Ball was under the throne. Frazee did a nice job of getting his hand up there, but his head never turned around, so he was face guarding and caught his hands. They'll take the yards on the penalty is probably better than letting Miners get behind you for the touchdown. We're seeing Brecken Miller feeling much more comfortable. He's 6 of 8 for 84 yards in this game, so he's being really efficient as a quarterback. He had them, but he laid it out there. But Miners a big target. He's 6'5", 205 pounds.
And he's had 5 receptions on the season and 2 touchdowns. Big plays are usually happening when they're throwing his way. Let's see now what the Jaguars can do. They're in business. 1st and 10 from the Hawk 15. Morgan gets the call right side. He's going to sweep it up, and he is going to get into the end zone. Touchdown, J.J. Morgan, 2nd score of the night. And they're a 2-point conversion away from tying it up.
Yeah, he bounced it there to the right side. We're showing some of that speed. Then he got a stiff arm. Once he got close to the goal line, he sniffed it out. That's his 2nd touchdown of the night. But they get some good blocking from his wide receivers.
And Ankeny did not wrap up very well on that play. A couple of helmet attempt tackles. That's the one thing that coaches were concerned about who have played Centennials. Like, you have to wrap up Morgan and not just try to get the shoulder. So now, Jaguars looking to tie it up. They trail by 2. They're going for 2 now. So Miller breaks the huddle. He's got Taggart behind him. Morgan is in the right slot.
Minor.
And Morgan moved on the snap.
Yep, I think he was going to.
They're going to say timeout.
Timeout. You can judge if which one came first, the timeout or the flag, but there was motion there. I think they saw something they didn't want to see. It looked like Morgan was going to get into a pattern there.
Morgan is a tough runner to bring down, one of the best in 5A because he does things like this. High tackle there, just no chance.
What you notice there is both Brody Prill and Cameron Miners, both wide receivers on the outside, getting some key blocks on there, creating that enough of a running lane that Morgan could take it through. So now we're seeing a little bit more. Now Morgan has 9 carries for 61 yards, getting closer to his 6-7 yards a carry average, 2 touchdowns tonight.
Well, do you run the same play? I don't think you do. You got to figure out a different one.
You can line up in the same formation.
And that's what it looks like they're doing.
Different play.
So they send Miners to the right side. To the top goes the tight end, Cade Newman. Taggart is in the I formation behind Miller, and Morgan is to the right. Looking left, throwing it up for Newman, and he's got it for the 2-point conversion.
He's got it there in the end zone.
We're tied at 15, 7:15 to play in the 3rd quarter.
A great pass there, laying it up there only for his receiver to get, using his height to his advantage, but that's where he wanted to lay it out there over the top. Not much more for the corner to do than to play that. Grant Fisher with a disadvantage for height.
That's the one thing. And you've got Newman, who does have very good height advantage. That dude is listed at 6'6". And I can tell you that Grant is not that tall compared.
But Grant's 5'7". I think he's giving up, a good 10 to 11 inches there. But well, that's a perfect pass play. You just kind of throw it over the top and let him go up and get it. Good play design.
Jaguars with 156 yards of offense, 71 rushing, 85 passing. Ankeny 112 passing, 144 rushing, 256 total. Laramie 20 carries, 119 yards. Morgan now 9 carries, 61 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's the difference right now between the two. Couple of yards, okay, double the yards, but 2 scores. I think Morgan will take 2 scores in a tie ball game right now.
They came up for a questionable, kickoff. There's using the squib kick, trying to get the onside to give him a great field position right around the 48-yard line. So you really gave him a half a field to work with right after you scoring a go-ahead touchdown. So see what they do here on the ensuing kickoff return.
Noah Manning to kick it off, and he kicks it high. And it's taken by Fisher. Owen Fisher has it at the 20, trying to get to the outside. He cannot get down. Great. Rylan Pizzetti makes a good stop, then gets a shove from a Hawk. As great special teams play, good burst there by Rylan.
Good job there. That had the return, good bounce out to the outside by Fisher, but no going there. Now the ball is at the 18.
So the Hawks 82 yards from a score, tied at 15. Laramie into the ball game. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Roush. He sends McDowell in motion, gives it to him on the jet sweep. Cooper cuts it down, lowers the shoulder, gets a couple of extra yards before he's helped up by the guy who tackled him, Rylan Pizzetti.
We're seeing that more. They're using McDowell with a lineman that was... Looks like it possibly Ankeny Hawk lineman is down.
Actually, I think it's a running. I think that actually might be McDowell is slow to get up. It is Cooper.
It is, yep.
All right, 6:49 to play. This is the Central Iowa Sports Network and the We Are Iowa Game of the Week. Back in a moment.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Out of the injury, Laramie takes the handoff and gets a good first down carry for the Hawks before Brody Prill. You didn't miss anything. It's right here.
Nice block there by the center, Ryan Pruin getting in there. The double team. I think he used it with Jack Aubrey. Got enough there for Laramie to take it up the middle, basically off the guard's outside shoulder. Take it up. That's what he does well, is take it up the middle and then making tacklers miss.
Laramie empties out of the backfield. He's going to get it on the throw. Caught, and he's up forward and shoved out of bounds on the far sideline by Taggart. It'll be second down near the 39-yard line.
Bringing a heavier package, 2 tight ends coming in.
So that means Garrett Bauer comes in to join Richmond on the right side of that line. Laramie in the backfield. Brandhorst and now Fisher in motion. It gives back to Laramie. He goes right side, has the first down, tripped up. Coming in is Matheny. Stunting on that play, kind of spying there on Laramie. Enough, though, to move the chains for Ankeny.
Looks like the Centennial defense uses different personnel there in the safety position to spy on the running back to come up there quickly to the line of scrimmage, and he just went underneath and cut the legs out, but not before Laramie picks up the first down.
5:46 to play, tied at 15 between Ankeny and Centennial. The Hawks look to the sideline. And now focus in the middle of the field. The handoff is to give to Larmy. Gets behind a block from Aubrey, makes a man miss, and Rylan Pizzetti makes a nice one-handed grab, but not before the Hawks get another first down up to the 43. Gain of 13.
It'd be fun to measure how much yardage that Larmy picks up between the hash marks as he runs up there, gets another big gain there. Helps move the ball inside the Centennial side the field.
Winninger in now. He'll get the fake, then it's caught by Brandhorst inside the 40. Out of bounds. Both Matheny and Bennett there to prevent any further yards. Gain of nearly 6.
That's for having your linebacker in there earlier playing fullback, playing tailback.
They give Whittinger. He puts his head down, takes Taggart, still goes. He's down the far sideline. Dawson Whittinger is going to score a touchdown. How about that?
You had Whittinger scoring a touchdown on the long run. You can play that on your bingo card. He did a nice job there in there. Kept his legs moving. He took it in the center of the pile, bounced it to the outside, showing some of that speed that he has. If you don't wrap him up, he too can run the ball. Down the sideline he goes for the touchdown. Looked like John Riggins, one of those old Super Bowl videos.
I've seen a lot in this game, and the Hawks are going to attempt the extra point, and they're going to go back to Camden Ganal. The lefty gets it up, hits it to the right side. This time he gets it inside that upright. The Hawks get 7. They lead 22-15. Not saying I've seen it all, but we've seen a lot in this game.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
Hi, I'm Chris from Fireplace Superstore. Outdoor furniture season is here, and we've got you covered with the best selection in Central Iowa. We're featuring Poly Furniture by Berlin Gardens. Once you've seen the fit, finish, quality, and materials of Berlin Gardens Poly Furniture, it makes everything else look like it was built in somebody's backyard. We also have Iowa's best selection of aluminum, wicker, wrought iron, cushion, and sling. Fireplace Superstore, just west of Homemakers at 109th and Douglas.
Okay, today is the 19th, right? So we're not even on the we're not even on Friday the 13th.
No.
But this game has the feelings that it's a little different than anything. Austin Oliver, Tim Halber, Paul Yeager with you here tonight. Ankeny and Centennial. Hawks lead the Jaguars 22-15 here from Ankeny Stadium. Toby Landmesser to line it up, tee it up. Hawks onside the last time they were in this position. Let's see if they kick it down or at least kick it into a gap. Landmesser runs up on it, and it's going to be taken in stride by Good, and he's pushed out of bounds by Jackson Eaton. All right, Austin Oliver, we've said it's weird up here. Is it weird down there?
All right, here's what I'll say is B10, I did not have Whittinger scoring a rushing touchdown on my bingo card tonight. Just amazing. He trucked that guy right at the line of scrimmage and just brushed it off and was off to the races. It was a great run.
Here's the thing, guys. Jeff here, our stats guy, he had to add Winninger as the running back. I didn't even tell him that was a possibility. Great job to fit him in there. And now Morgan's pass, the pass from Miller to Morgan goes in and out of his hands. So there you go, trying to get Morgan involved in the game somehow. They try it with the pass on first down. Falls incomplete.
Yeah, came in a little hot, a little high there. I think those are hard passes because he's coming back towards the quarterback, so it comes in even faster. Trying to get that little bubble screen on the outside, get him free, get Morgan on the outside.
Second down. Handoff Morgan. He gets turned in by Frazee and then breaks a tackle. What a play! J.J. Morgan just absolutely ran through the arms of the Ankeny defender and gets near the first down at the 45-yard line.
Frazee had him tackled 2 yards in the backfield and couldn't wrap him up. That's It's a lot of leg strength there, so Morgan showing some impressive power that he gets after he got there. So if he picked up 8 yards, 10 of that was on Morgan.
I think Hunter Minner was back in there and had him around the legs and couldn't pull him down. You've got to wrap up. Larmy and Morgan, they're both incredibly strong. Miller with it, gives it to Morgan near side. Morgan cuts it up. He is going to be pulled down. Dawson Whittaker didn't wrap him up, just grabbed him high in the pads as Jenkins hit him low and Whittaker hit him high.
Yeah, we're seeing like Andy Liu was in there. Also, Minter basically held up there. There was no hole for him to go to. And then from the backside, I think Whittaker is the spy on Morgan. He's going wherever Zero is going. He's going to follow him either side of the field.
Austin McIntyre in punt formation. It's 4th and 3 as the Jaguars have to wait for another blocker to come in. Back for the Hawks, it's Mars Clark and Daniel Frazee. Punt is away. High booming kick. That's going to take Clark all the way back down to the 15. Tries to make a move, gets a block, gets to the outside. Mars Clark reverses course, then he's going to keep moving, spinning, dancing like it's a Saturday night at the disco, just short of the 30. Homecoming dance is next week, Mars. It's the Centennial homecoming dance tomorrow night. I don't know if you've been invited. You're just dancing early.
He just wants to be part of the party. I think he ran about 40 yards to gain, about 10 yards on that return. Went to the outside looking for something, trying to set somebody up. Mars Clark can move with the ball. He's got 2 interceptions. He's got a pick 6 this year. So now does the Ankeny offense come back and get another drive, back-to-back drives? They fewer penalties on that last drive. See what they can do and see if this. Now we're seeing this Centennial defense on the field a little bit longer here as the game goes on. They got some two-way players. Can they start wrapping the guys up?
Fisher in motion. They throw back across. Nearly intercepted. Oh, Rylan Pizzetti. He was about to have his 3rd interception of the season. 3rd pick 6, right?
You can see where he gets those pick 6. He had that read all the way. Those little look-ins there on the hash mark, that's a long way across the field.
Here's the story, and I think we've told it over the years covering Centennial. Ryan Pizzetti, the story always went in the house when Jerry was looking at tape, Ryan would sneak up the hall and look at his dad watching the tape. I'm kind of wondering if Rylan did the same thing at his house. Keep it for Roush. Roush still on his feet, holds the ball with both hands this time. He gets up before he is tackled by Gavin Matheny. That's a first down for Ankeny.
That watching that good play fake there as Laramie came to the left side, the defense went with him, creating a huge hole for Roush. Did a nice job tucking the ball and running. That's only his 2nd carry of the night. It picks up some valuable yards.
Roush now up to 14 yards of rushing yards. And now it'll be Larmy and Roush in the backfield. Ball at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for Ankeny. Larmy the carry, cuts it back in. Ooh, man. Good hit initially. And a little wobbly comes up Jackson Bailey before Will Morris finishes off the tackle.
There's some hitting going on there. Try to get there from right back, pulling the guard. Kim trying to kick that out, but there was just too much traffic in there. Good pursuit by the Centennial linebackers. Basically stuffing that play.
2nd and 8, 22-15. Ankeny in the lead. Roush empties it out. Looks to the right, throws right. Caught, going backwards, falling for a couple more yards is the senior. That's Owen Fisher.
Fisher against that zone. What odd is Centennial's gone to a 3-man front trying to stop some of this passing game going on. Confusing the blocking, using 4 linebackers. So
Hawks look to the side, Tim. Is that what was maybe talked about at halftime on that readdress? They go Larmy on 3rd down. He's got the first down, holds onto the football. He's still on his feet, spun down like a top at the 40. Not before Brandon Bogseth brings him down.
What do you do in an obvious passing down? You give the ball to Larmy. He went out there, picked up the first down on a 3rd down. Like I said, the Centennial defense has shifted up, putting a 3. Usually they're a 4-3 defense. They got 3 down linemen going with 4 linebackers, trying to to balance against the speed and the spread formation that Ankeny's coming out with.
What do you do on an obvious pass? You run. Again, it's Larmy on first down. He is going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Great play right there by Houston Luce. Been waiting for Houston to get one tonight.
6 foot, 240-pound senior grabbed me, goes, you were going nowhere.
No gain on the play. I'm not even sure how that's possible.
I think he gets 2 points for the takedown.
I think so.
Wrestling? I think they get 2 points now. Although they changed the scoring for him in wrestling, I'm still trying to catch up.
2 receivers now make it 3. Coming to the left. They go Larmy. Larmy is wrapped up. So now all of a sudden, great defensive play, Bogseth. So now what you've got is Centennial stunting on that edge.
That's what you use with those 3 down linemen. Now you got your outside linebackers, almost play like defensive ends or linebackers. It's really like a 3 down lineman and the 2 outside press, keying on Larmy because he's gashed him to get to this point. So now you're forcing, Roush into a passing situation.
Pretty darn good third quarter. Can we do it in the fourth? Ankeny leads Centennial 22-15. You are watching our Game of the Week here from the Central Iowa Sports Network, and we are Iowa.
What if you could make a priceless difference in your community for as little as $5? With the Des Moines Catholic Worker House, you can. For nearly 50 years, the Des Moines Catholic Worker House has given the homeless and low-income community a place to feel welcomed. With your support, we could turn 3,000 free meals each month into 4,000. We could build a brand new warming and cooling center in our future facility. We could provide more hygiene products, more clothing, and more hope to those who need it most. Feed the hungry, clothe a neighbor, and spread your generosity throughout Des Moines by scanning the QR code on the screen right now. Donate online via PayPal or mail a check to make a priceless difference in your community today. Thank you so much for your support.
This game.
There we have the Ankeny cheerleaders making their way back over. I heard Dr. Pruitt as the presentation. We've had a few of those. As some fans are, I guess, wanting to watch this game in their cars on the way home, starting to make their way for the exits. I wouldn't go anywhere, Tim. We got a great 12 minutes left. Anything can happen.
Yes, I hope the people that are watching us on CISN are enjoying it as much as we are, as it's right playing out in front of us.
Roush with the snap. Looks to the near side. Throw caught by Brandhorst. He escapes one tackler. Puts his hand down near the sideline. Gets to the 15 before Morris takes him down. That was a lot of yards after contact there for Brandhorst.
Brandhorst did a nice job going down there and hooking, coming back to the receiver, to the quarterback a little bit and using his hands, catching the ball with his hands. Like the coach said, he's got very strong hands. He plays basketball. He's got that rebound ability. So presenting himself to the quarterback, and Roush put it right there where he needed to, picking up a big first down on a 3rd and 9.
The Taylor Anderson, Cole Ashman co-defensive coordinators have got their work cut out for him right here as Larmy gets a couple on the slash inside to about the 12-yard line. Taylor's son, Graham, had a great freshman game last night. We'll get it. We know what Reed did last year. Now he's at Drake. Saw Grandma and Grandpa at the game. They were headed up to Minnesota to see Liv play volleyball for Wartburg. You need any other family updates or anything here, Tim? I can help. Richmond in motion. Larmy, left side, cuts it up. Taggart and also Cade Muring. 3rd down.
So they get about 3rd and 5. That offensive line has done a really good job of moving, getting their blocks on there, handling. That is a very physical Centennial defensive line to handle. They've done a decent job of holding it in there, not driving off the ball, but creating enough holes for the Army to pick up positive yardage.
3rd and 4 from the Centennial 9. Larmy slices, dices, and darn near scores. He's got the first down.
The official steps on the 1-yard line. Got a lineman down.
That's Zach Breitbach, slow to get up. They had an injury with Breitbach early in the preseason, or early just in the few days before the opener against Northwest. They were able to get him back. As they tend to Zach, we will take a breather.
Employee pricing plus extra DeArmond discounts at DeArmond Ford. New 2024 F-150s with over $20,000 off. Get a new Ford Bronco with $9,000 off plus 3.9% for 72 months. New Bronco Sports on sale for $37,990 plus 3.9% for 72 months. And new Super Duties with $10,000 off. Extra discounts on top of employee pricing. Only at DeArmond Ford, Indianola.
You were saying, Tim, that if they were watching on CISN at home, they're seeing a good game. I'm hearing from people who are watching that they're screaming very loud in their house. So if the police get any phone calls from neighbors making too loud a noise, you know on what side of town it's coming from. 1st and goal from the 1 for Ankeny. Roush, high snap, gives it to Larmy. Daniel Larmy is into the end zone. That's another Ankeny Hawk touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
Good job there of running it in. Roush taking a high snap, getting it down.
High snap, and right off left tackle. Cale Bowden, I'm trying to see who if that was Aubrey, and I didn't see who came in for Breitbach on that play. It might have been Ryan Baker, but I'm not sure. But
they brought the heavy package in, the 2 tight ends. They got Richmond and Bauer coming in, creating a lot more blocking. They do a great job coming down the linebackers, creating more seams, just enough for Larmy to get in the end zone.
Ganal on to attempt the extra point. The snap, the kick is up, and it is good. Ankeny leads this one now, 28-15, 10-17 to play. You're watching our game of the week from Ankeny Stadium.
You want to get stronger, faster, healthier. You want more. You want to be part of something bigger than yourself. A place for people of all ages, all walks of life, that provides opportunities for all to succeed. We do that. We're the why. Build more than muscle. Build a stronger community.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
29-15. Ankeny with the lead on Centennial. A couple of questions will unfold here in a moment. As Toby Landmesser lines up to kick off. Here comes the kickoff team. High kick, away, good, takes it at the 10. He's at the near side. Now cuts it back up, and he's finally going to get wrapped up. Oh, no. Big old push. Initially there was Cal Van Houten. And we have an injured Hawk player. Might have been one of the last guys on the... And it is Cal Van Houten. He's the last one to get up.
Yep.
Let's see here. Austin, I know we're supposed to come to you, but Randy just... I don't know which one to bring up the audio, so I'm going to fill for just a minute, Austin. Don't worry, I know that you're there, and I'll get you in. So, I want to let you know, Valley leads Waukee 35-18. Johnston leads Liberty 24-17. That is crazy. If that one holds, that changes things a lot because Johnston comes here in 2 weeks to play Ankeny. Dowling, no trouble with Polk tonight, 38-7. No double, triple, quadruple overtime there this year, it looks like it. Waukee is comfortably in front of Prairie right now, 38-10. Urbandale has gotten at least 8 runs to take an 8-2 lead at Kingston against Jefferson. Here it is Ankeny 29, Centennial 15. All right, so Tim, your question I think is a valid one. Can this Jaguar offense score twice in the final 10 minutes, 7 seconds?
They got, Miller's done a nice job, 6 of 9 passing for 85 yards. He's finding his tempo there in the third quarter. They have a total of 163 yards total offense. A lot of that coming from Morgan. He's picked up some steam here, 11 carries for 68 yards here and 2 TDs in this game. But they haven't had, outside the one big pass they had to Minor for 36 yards, really haven't done anything explosive here. And then that really kind of putting this into the Ankeny defense, pinning their ears back and really going after it.
Austin, we'll check in with you after this play. Before the snap, or we'll go to you now as they sort through the penalty flag. I think Centennial was moving. All right, Austin, what do you know?
Well, I was just going to comment on Laramie's running. I think I've seen this from Morgan as well, but when they're going into contact, they get just a low center of gravity and just run in front of their legs, and it's pretty impressive for both of them, especially Laramie just on that last drive. But being down here on the field, it's not something that you get to see on TV or through the lens of the camera, but just that lower center of gravity is really impressive down here with both backs.
And, Austin, it's a lot when you've carried it 31 times like Daniel Larmy has tonight.
Super impressive.
Morgan gets the play action. They go Prill. Pass is complete, and then a quick wrap-up. And there first, it's Becker. It's the law firm of Becker and Jenkins, but actually it's Owen Fisher who came in. A guy named Nathan makes the tackle, I think. I've been waiting to say that one, and I still don't have the line worked out. All right, Centennial now with a 2-yard loss. Time is not their friend.
They're making up for that offside there, so put them at a 1st and 15, so they're down here. So the main thing for the defense, keep everybody in front of you. Centennial does a very good job being very patient and going downfield underneath.
Miller rolls out to the near side, looks to throw it back, throws it right at Prill's fingertips. Falls incomplete. Whittinger was there just to remind him that he was there. It'll be 3rd down and 12. And I'm not sure if it's 4-down territory. I think it is, isn't it?
You got your timeout. If you have all your timeouts left, I think you still have. You're looking at field position. If you can pin them back, they want to get something going here. That previously Jenkins did a nice job maintaining his balance there, keeping Miller in front of him.
If you're the Jaguars, you're trying to get at least half the distance here to make that 4th down. They shovel it to Morgan. He's going to get more than he needs to cut it in half. He's knocked out of bounds. Minner and Wirtz push him out at the 41-yard line. So it's a very manageable 4th and 5, 4 3/4.
Yep, they have about I'd say go for the 5 yards, but looking at keep the offense in there, so you're definitely right there. It is 4-down territory. Look at, you want to do a handoff to Morgan. You want to do a jet sweep. The wide sides to their right side for a right-handed quarterback. A rollout may be in play here.
4th down play for the Jaguars. Miller, all kinds of time. Throws, far sideline, picked off. Mars Clark. And then he escapes out of the back of the play and heads towards the student section.
That was taking too long there's a player down. It was taking too long for Miller. He was sitting there looking, and you're throwing it to the far side of the field. That gives the defense a long time to get there. He had 2 receivers in the same area. I don't know if that was a misread, but it looks like he was going for Minor.
Well, it looked like he was actually trying to find it to Newman. Cade Newman, a very tall 6'6". Yeah, he caught the 2-point conversion. And he's off to the side. So now it's an interception for Ankeny. They have the ball at midfield, 9:09 to play. Mars Clark's excited. Camera's excited.
I'd say that last drive, that offensive line was moving. Larmy's got 31 carries for 180 yards. I think I would say that the offensive line is, would you say they're lathered up, ready to go?
You've been waiting a long time for that one. Handoff. Larmy in the middle of the scrum, gets nothing. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
No gain on the play. Tackle made by number 1, Matt Sager, and number 59.
All right, so now bear with me for a minute. We talk about pitch count. We've talked about it with Larmy a couple of times this year, Tim. 30 now, 2 carries. You're up by 2 with 8:43. Is Larmy the guy that should be taking the ball right now?
Yeah, been your workhorse coming in tonight. I think he's there. He's comfortable. He's in his game. He's got things. His game sweat going on. I think he's doing a good job. He doesn't fumble the ball. I think he does a really good job. So I would just ride that between him and Roush. Those are your players.
And the Jaguars are just pinning their ears back. They're first, one of those down linemen. And that's Houston Luce.
And if you're the Ankeny Hawks, the clock is running, you're going to want to keep the ball on the ground. But you may look at, here we got the wide side of the field to the right side. Here's something you're doing to get Roush out there running to move, cutting it up inside, spread that defense out.
Ankeny doesn't seem too content on getting yards right now. They're more at milking this clock. Roush to throw it. He's pressured, gets rid of it. Fisher cannot sprint back for that, and Ankeny is going to go 3 and out. The clock stops at the incomplete pass. So all that did was just milk about 70 seconds off the clock.
The boxer did a great good job. He had the quarterback in his sight. Roush had nothing to do but throw that ball into the turf, short of the receiver, where that was take the incompletion. Don't try to force something there. Is this the first punt by Ankeny tonight?
I think it is, and it is the freshman, Clayton Gardner. He'll stand at his own 34-yard line. He gets the punt away. Running up and then letting it go, and that might be a mistake. Garrett Stevens lets it roll. It's going to be down inside the 4-yard line. Caleb Alasani downs the play.
Down to the 7.
And that makes it a lot harder for the Jaguars now. Down 2 scores, 7:25 to play, 2 timeouts.
We'll see if that 3 and out didn't run much time off the clock, may come back to haunt the Hawks. Because there you had opportunity to run out the clock, take a lot of time off the clock and move down there so you had a quick series.
Morgan tonight, 12 carries, 75 yards. They've thrown at him twice, 1 catch, 1 yard, and the other one fell incomplete. Let's see what the Jaguars do. They quick fake the throw, and it's Brecken Miller, and he's going to be taken down low first by Nathan Becker, the senior. It's got that fight of the dog in him that coaches talk about. He was barking at his ankles there.
Yeah, he does a great job. Came in this game, I looked at it, but he has 5.5 tackles for loss. So that tells me a lot. The Ankeny defense came in with 22 on the season. So they play in an opposing team's backfield quite a bit. So they have very active linebackers that's tough to block.
2nd and 6. Miller again calls his own number. Jenkins hits him, or Becker hits him first. Before Whittaker.
Is that Wirtz in there?
I didn't see Wirtz go in there. I think Wirtz was off to the side. All right, so Miller, again, we talked about it a couple of times, not calling his own number. That Centennial offense over the years, Tim, when the quarterback is more active in the running, that makes this offense so much harder to defend. So this could be a long play here by the Jaguars as they set Miller up here with Morgan in the backfield next to him. Look for JJ to get it. Said it's a throw. Here comes pressure. Minner has Miller. Here comes Dawson Whittaker, who's going to make the sack back at the 1-yard line. Hunter Minner gave a whole lot of pressure. It was all that the offensive line, Camden McAdie, could do to prevent Minner from the safety. Instead, Whittaker.
Miller did a great job just getting out of his grasp. I don't know how he got into it. They were looking at the closing speed of your middle linebacker coming in, getting the sack. Whittinger gets credit for the sack, but I would say Minter should get, half credit for forcing that play, almost forcing a safety. So now you're putting the punters on the end line, kicking out of the shadows of the goalpost.
He literally is standing on the shadows of the goalpost, Tim. You are correct. McIntyre there has his 3 protectors in front of him. He needed the ball as the clock. He gets it away. A little pressure came. Not nearly the kick that he'd had before. It's going to bounce at the 34, take a hard left, and go out of bounds. We do have a whistle. There is a penalty flag back down at the 5-yard line. Hold everything right here before we do much more on the possession change.
I think the officials are, I don't know, sometimes it gets a little extracurricular blocking going on and when you're changing the punt. I don't know if there was something said or there's a little extra shove there. So I think the officials are discussing who that may be on, so they're picking up.
I think it's a post-punt foul. We'll find out here in a moment from Patrick St. John. It's going to be Nolan Bennett whistled for the personal foul. Johnston now is up 10 on Liberty, 27-17. Waukee is within 10, 35-25. That game in the 4th. Here we're in the 4th, 5 minutes to play, 29-15. Ankeny with the lead and the football in great position in Jaguar territory from the 26-yard line. Fumbled snap, or bad snap, just falling on it is Roush, so that'll be a loss on a play.
Sometimes the center wants to get, he's got a blocking assignment and he snaps it back a little quick. But good job there by Roush just to fall and to take the loss here, but it does keep the clock running. But they do have their heavy package in there. That means they're running 2 tight ends, Richmond and Bauer. Richmond, in previous games I've cited that he's really an excellent blocking tight end. Bauer is also of the same build. They get out there, they either pinch down on the defensive end or they get out in the linebacker, that second level.
Larmy has near the first down, or near the original line of scrimmage before the snap, and it gets inside the 25 down to the 22-yard line. Bogseth was in there loose as well. 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Yep. So he basically negated the bad snap loss and plus picked up yards. So 3rd and 6 is manageable.
And I would think Ankeny would go for it on 4th, just for the sake of running clock.
I think so. I think you want to do that because Centennial hasn't shown the ability to do long drives. We'll see if they want to keep this down here. I would expect a running play, Roush or Larmy.
Larmy, they stun after him. Larmy makes a guy miss and then goes down. Short of the first down. Taggart's there. Bogseth and Pizzetti come up for the stop. So now it's 4th and 1.
I would say that they go for it. Will Morris had him in the backfield once again. Diving there, got him around the legs, but Larmy knows that lower. He gets down there. He doesn't give you a big target. He slid off that tackle. Able to cut it up there to make it into a 4th and 1.
Ryan Baker comes in to offer some size up front.
Heavy backfield.
Because they put Lichty in the backfield. And now Lichty's right behind in the tush-push formation. And before the snap, penalty flag.
Someone flinched before they could get the timeout. I think Coach wanted the timeout.
And Luther does get the timeout, I believe. Timeout, Ankeny. 2:53 to play. 29-15 your score from Ankeny Stadium. This is our We Are Iowa Game of the Week and the Central Iowa Sports Network.
Free Godfather's Pizza begins with the download. Order through my new online ordering app and start earning free pizza and sides. It's easy. Download the Godfather's Pizza online ordering app today. Do it.
Joe here with Westside Auto Pros. I know that sometimes your car can be inconsiderate and need work when you're short on cash. So here's what I'll do. When you get your car fixed at Westside Auto Pros, I'll loan you the money to pay for it. Whatever you want done, repairs, services, tires, you name it. Get your car back on the road and you won't even pay any interest for 90 days. My wife thinks I'm nuts.
No interest, Joe? Are you nuts?
Get your car fixed now and pay later only at Westside Auto Pros. You don't suppose she's right?
4th down in a yard. And Ankeny is going to... You could see Cale Roush. Guys! So I believe Cameron Overbaugh was who they whistled for that. They said 62.
Yep.
So now this changes it a little bit because the clock is not moving.
So putting in a different formation, bringing in, taking out a tight end, they're putting in a wider formation. So they go for it here on 4th and 6.
Hayden Carlson's putting his gloves on as him and Owen Fisher come to the right side.
I would expect to keep the ball in Roush's hand, let him roll out.
Looks for the out and up, throws down the far sideline, incomplete. Lando was just running him off. Good defense there by Centennial and Nolan Bennett there. So now it's going to be a turnover and down. Centennial has the football, 2 timeouts, 2 minutes, 46 seconds. They'll get the ball. Whew, that's at the 23-yard line.
I think Coach Barrow bringing it up again when we start watching game films that here we had a 4th and 1. We had an opportunity to get a first down and run some more time with the clock. Motion penalty cost them 5 yards where they couldn't convert on a 4th and 6. So once again, it stops the drive when they're in the red zone, so puts it back on the defense.
Miller to throw the screen, caught by Morgan and dropped right away. Westemeyer was there, as was...
Looks like Becker was in there.
Becker was there. Of course it was Becker.
Yeah, we do a good job there, spying on the running back, trying to get Morgan involved even on the screen pass, get him out in the open, then they caught him quickly.
Miller to throw, rolls out off his back foot, and it's caught at the 30, having to come back for it was Prill, and Becker makes the tackle.
Pass complete number 2, Brody Prill. Ball's at the 30-yard line, 3rd and 3.
And that pass is nearly intercepted by Nathan Jenkins.
Jenkins, he had both hands on it.
Pass falls incomplete, broken up by Nathan Jenkins. We're at 4th down.
But now it's a 4th down. That play has been there. Miller's done a good job when he's on the move as a quarterback, instead of going back in the pocket. If he gets on the outside, he's got some more options to tuck it and run or pass it.
I love the future for this kid. Brecken with time, runs, is going to escape. Ooh, boy, Minner grabbed him hard. And Lou, Becker's trying to play peacekeeper on 4th down. It's a turnover. Minner took a huge swipe, and it kind of...
He kind of spun him.
And it looked worse than it was.
Looked like it was like a horse collar, but I don't think it was an intentional. He just got reaching out and grabbing, and then... Of course, Minner is 230 pounds. He's got, like 40-some pounds on Miller. So turnover on downs there, I would just... They could take a knee and run out the clock.
So do you want it to be Larmy who takes the knee, or do you want it to be Roush?
I'd say Roush. I would go, for me, I go victory formation because you're going to take off, 30, 20. Even if you turn over on downs, you give the ball back with 20 seconds, 15.
And we haven't seen Cooper McDowell come back in since his injury, and it's just going to be a handoff.
He walked off a little while, but it looked like he kind of dinged up a little bit. He took a pretty good shot there, so he probably just his best to keep him out.
Trying to do a quick scan here on the sideline for a couple of good. Minner was out, and he came back in.
They could take a snap with a minute left to go. If you don't worry about stats, your quarterback can take the snap, go back there and run a little bit, and then just take a knee.
Hawks next week will be here at Ankeny Stadium with Sioux City East, and the Jaguars will be at Urbandale. Larmy tries to run away and does. Larmy is going to keep going, hand down, gets inside the 10-yard line, and that is going to all but seal it. So Larmy's stat line, that is going to push him over 200 yards. 210 yards, 37 carries, 210, Austin Oliver. That will be one of his questions probably in the post-game show, which is 46 seconds away from happening.
You talked about Sioux City East. They had a big win last night, beating West 42-0. East comes in. People have them ranked 8th. They're in the top 10. They're kind of on that, strong the RPI, so they'll be traveling here to Ankeny next weekend.
One final snap will do. Roush takes a knee, and the Hawks are going to win the game and improve to 3-1 and win this top 10 crosstown matchup 29-15. The two teams get ready to shake hands, and they meet at midfield. This one was a great football game, Tim, in a lot of ways.
It was. I mean, really, great effort by both teams. It was going back and forth. We saw a lot of different plays, from the kicking game, missed extra points, turnovers, sloppy but a hard-fought game, and very typical for these two. Similar to last year's game when it was very close at halftime, and then Centennial flexed their muscle to win the second half, and I think that, this happened here is at Ankeny flexed their muscle a little bit. They got the running game going. They took advantage of field position and came out with a 2-touchdown
There's
win.
a look. You just saw Jeff Bauer there on the screen, and Austin Oliver is making his way in. Let's see who he grabs first, if he grabs him now. If we want to do Bauer right now, Dawson's running away. We're going to get Dawson here right now.
We do see student section has emptied the far sideline.
And I'm going to guess that's not going to go over well with the Ankeny administration. The thing you want to do is let the team get off the field. All right, Austin Oliver, let's go down to you before we get anything crazier going on. All right, Austin Oliver, Dawson Winiger is there with you.
All right, Dawson, last night I know people do like visualization, things like that. You had a great defensive game, but did you visualize the defense or the touchdown on the run?
Yes, sir. We've been putting that in for a little bit. We were going to show it against Roosevelt, but we thought about bringing it out against Centennial, so we've been practicing that all week. So, yep.
All right, well, appreciate your time.
Wait, hold on. Austin, you can't let him go without. When is the last time he ran the ball in the game?
When was the last time you ran the ball in a game?
Ooh, I'd probably say 8th grade. 8th grade.
And
Yes,
what
sir.
did this
8th
game?
grade. I was the starting running back for Centennial, actually. Then I transferred to Ankeny my freshman year.
What did this
Yes,
game
sir.
mean to him?
What did the game mean to you?
It means a lot. I love playing football. This is my life. I love playing football. I want to play football at the next level, and I love playing with my teammates, my coaches. I wouldn't be here without my Ankeny Hawks coaches and my teammates. So it's great having a good team like that.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, we're going to try to grab Laramie. Hold on one second.
All right,
here.
we're trying to find Daniel Larmy. He is in that mix, and it got a little crazy at the end of the game. Actually, Daniel's talking to Brecken Deacon Cahey, and I know that Larmy's trying to get, I think he's trying to get to the locker room, except
They keep calling him over.
they want him with the Hawk team. Yeah. We got all sorts of stuff going on. Y'all straight with what we're doing, Randy?
Coach Barr wanted to get his team around him before the chaos and the family and then the student section. They're very, very excited to see this, go on. So we'll have to give him a moment there. But Larmy, 37 carries for 211 yards, 2 touchdowns, 4 pass receptions for 55. So 266 yards total offense. He came in number 1 in 5A in total offensive production. So I think he still has the lead after tonight.
Yeah, 37 carries, 211 yards, 4 catches, 55 yards. That's a near 260 all-purpose yard night tonight for him.
Yep, he came in. He was, like I said, he was number 1 in 5A in total yards.
And that was no slouch of a defense that he did that against tonight. I mean, Centennial, they have a couple of guys out with injuries, but man, they can hit hard, and they played hard, and they stopped Larmy. I mean, Larmy didn't start running away with this early on. It took him a little while to get going.
It did. They were keying on him. They had a really good defensive plan there. But I think as the game went on, they were doing different things. Roush had some rushes early on. They're using McDowell quite a bit. he ends up having 3 carries for 24 yards. Probably the biggest surprise is Whittinger coming in, getting the big catch there. But looking at how he spread the ball around, 14 to 24 for Roush, for 151 yards passing. But he had Fisher with 4, Larmy with 4 receptions, Brandhorst with 3, Carlson with 2, Landa with 1. So he spreads the ball around to different receivers. So good balance on the offense there. And I think just that line and just kind of wearing him down, over time.
I will say, watching the handshake line through, there were a couple of injuries of players, and I couldn't tell numbers. Austin's going to earn his keep. He's going to try to get Larmy out of that scrum. Daniel's doing the local first. Let's go down to Austin Oliver with Daniel Larmy. 37 carries, 211 yards.
37 carries, 211 yards on the night, Daniel. Let's talk about first. I've been wanting to talk about these shoes. You've been sparkling out there on the field all season.
I mean, you know what it is. I got the bling. No, I'm joking. But my girlfriend actually made me these at the start of the season. We always see TikToks about that where it's like they're like bedazzling cleats. So my girlfriend was like, what if I bedazzle your cleats? And at first I was like, I don't know, but I like it.
It looks good. It looks good. You were sparkling definitely on the field tonight. Yeah. So,
like I said, made these.
Yeah, 210 yards tonight. Just tell me what you felt. A lot of them in the second half, but just really dominated your will there in the second half.
I mean, literally none of that is possible without that monstrous of an O-line. Those boys get movement, and I mean, it's just like the call, the faith and trust that all the coaches have in me to just we're 3rd and 10 and they're giving me the ball. So it's just really Coach Luther, Coach Bauer. I mean, they love me so much and I love them so much. Yeah. And it's everybody on this coaching staff, really.
Wonderful. Awesome. So a game like tonight, what does this crosstown rivalry mean to you? You're a senior, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What does it mean to you over these 4 years?
Man, I mean, last year we came out here and it was embarrassing. How we feel is this is our town. All right, this is our house. All right, this is the nest. So for somebody to come in here, their homecoming game, this is our field. This is our field. I'm gonna be nice about it, but I hate those guys. We hate them. We hate them with everything. So
it's definitely a rivalry
it's that
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. All love to the boys on the team, but as a team, I mean, they got a great everything. Love those boys, but at the same time, I hate them. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you, sir. Have a great night. All right.
Yeah. You have a great night.
All right, Daniel Larmy. Thank you, Austin Oliver. And let's just say these two teams meet in the postseason. You think they're going to go back and play that one back a couple of times?
Oh yeah. So they got this recorded, and I think that's a good point because I think Ankeny's they come at 3-1. They're going to move up in the RPI a little bit. But I think Centennial is a playoff team. They have to get a couple things worked out, get some guys healthy. Again, they're playing really an upper tier team in Ankeny, so there's nothing to hang your head on. So they're a solid team.
Huge night for Ankeny tonight. Big week coming up here on CISN. We've got all sorts of great contests ahead. We've got some awesome volleyball games. We have the battle for, I think, 2 towns coming up. You've got the battle for Waukee. That's 1 versus 2. Then Thursday night, it's going to be 3 versus 4. Ankeny and Centennial. Then football next Friday. Sioux City East at Ankeny, Ottumwa and Southeast Polk. And then West Waterloo and Dowling Catholic. Tim, big week ahead.
Yes, it is. They got to go. This is when we start getting the meat of the season. We're getting the end of September. We have gone through week 4. Next week we'll be halfway through the football season.
We got one more interview. We got a bonus. Austin's still working. He's got Coach Bauer.
Coach, here we are with Coach Bauer working hard tonight here. Yeah, got 3 interviews. Just exerted your will in the second half, I think. The team just came out and just really exerted their will on them in the second half.
We played physical. I'm proud of our kids. Obviously, offensively and defensively, we got after it. And Larmy, was a man inside. Obviously, our offensive line did well. Brandhorst, defensively, we're just everywhere, and couldn't be more proud of them,
Fourth game of the season. Usually this is the first or second game. We're in the fourth game. It's a big win, obviously. Where does this take you as a team for this season?
It takes us into next week in Sioux City East, who's really good. They're 4-0 and ranked. So, and we have homecoming. We have to try to avoid that distraction. And to come down after this win, it's going to be – our boys are going to have to get back and get focused on Sunday.
All right. Congratulations, Coach. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Coach Jeff Bauer and Austin Oliver in our post-game show. Quickly, 14 of 24 passing for the Hawks, worth 151 yards. Rushing 46 times for 282 and a total of 433. Centennial tonight, 9 of 15 passing for 95 yards, 24 carries, 73 yards for the Jaguars, and a total of 168 yards offense. Morgan tonight, 12 carries, 75 yards. We've talked about Larmy's 37-11. Really, those were the two guys. It was kind of the back and forth. McDowell, 24 yards, Winninger, 39 yards, and a score. All right, Tim, thank you very much. Austin, thank you very much for our crew here at Ankeny Stadium. We're back next week with another game from the Central Iowa Sports Network. It's homecoming night, not quite the note that Centennial wanted to leave, but that's how it ends. Ankeny 29, Centennial 15. So long from Ankeny Stadium.